And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by
Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
Iceman Souls.
Ooh, that's cold. That's cold, so.
Really, you thief.
And I'm just boring old Mike.
No, doesn't work.
Doesn't work?
You gotta come up with a radio name and then we gotta redo it. This happens every time we have a guest.
Drop the mic.
Alright. Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
I'm Souls.
And I'm drop the mic.
And I'm Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Souls.
You know, he missed a golden opportunity to be technical difficulties there.
Yeah. No, I just gotta listen to his static over there for a little while.
Yeah. Alright, well, we're back. 2-week hiatus. We, for those
Survived.
of you who listen regularly, yes, we survived.
Except the mass.
Yeah. We survived the Pittsburgh trip.
Barely.
Steelers game?
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
We went to go watch the Steelers of Pittsburgh play the Rams of everywhere.
It was a terrible game.
It was so bad.
It was an awful game.
The only thing worse in the game was the constant fear that the concourse might fall down because it kept shaking every time the Steelers. I don't know why people stood up there. Nothing was going to happen.
It was a 17-12 game. What was happening?
Exactly.
A lot of cheering for an
A
offensive
whole lot
lineman.
of no offense.
An offensive lineman reporting as eligible every other play.
That's awesome.
Zach Banner, baby.
Kyle, don't start that. Do not do that.
I've been a big fan of his since Michigan.
Yeah.
I bet you if I got him his jersey, he'd lose it.
Yeah, I loved when he was at Tulane.
He's my favorite Michigan Tech player. That's why I watch the games.
Went for carpentry.
Find out right
So let's get right into
Find
it.
out
So
right
starting lineups: Baron, Red.
From
Oh, sorry,
No.
Minnesota. Is that what you called yourself?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. I'm not going to call you that.
No, that's a dumb name.
Yeah.
No.
So Kenny Sunkiss, what do you got?
Ooh, from New England Brewing Company, I have the Imperial Stout Trooper.
Local. I forgot to say local.
Local. My apologies.
Do you know where they're at?
They're in
Woodbridge.
Woodbridge. Yeah, I almost said Woodbury, which would have been bad.
That's different.
But you know who gave me this?
Me.
Well, the Mass. Remember we did the draft? He
Oh,
brought
yeah.
this to us and left him.
I'm surprised he even had them. No, he brought them and gave them to you. He gave them to me. He gave them to me, and I just put them in Kendall's fridge,
No.
and I left them there for you.
Oh, well, thank
I
you.
don't need them. I have a case of them.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I enjoy it.
Toothpick,
I got from
Omegang,
Omegang from Cooperstown, New York.
Ooh, Hall of Fame.
hockey.
Nirvana. Yep. It's a Nevada.
What's
Do
your,
you know-
what's
do
your
you know
favorite
any
Nirvana
other
song?
words on that can?
Nirvana.
Nerdvana.
What's your favorite Nirvana song, Kyle?
I don't know. Whisper in the Wind.
It's a good one.
On my face. On my
So
face.
on
Nice
Zach
parody
Banner's
there.
Wikipedia page, it's
No, we're
Zach-
not there yet. We're not there yet.
All right.
Maksheen.
Michigan Tech.
I have from Hamden, Connecticut,
Hey.
from the Counterweight Brewing Company, a Headway IPA. Yeah.
Drop the mic.
And not to be repetitive, but also from Counterweight in Hamden, Connecticut, I have the Workhorse Pilsner beer, which in my opinion is their best beer.
It's very good.
And they didn't plan this.
No.
It just happened naturally. So you guys should, make out.
I was thinking the same thing.
The break will get here.
It's kind of like you guys. It's kind of like you guys wore the same sweater but in different colors.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll coordinate.
Well, I have
Bum bum.
from Goose Island the original bourbon barrel aged stout, Bourbon County, 2017 edition.
Nice.
It's that time of the year, so
Is that one that came from Mansfield?
Mansfield.
Yeah, remember I bought I think 3 of them for you while I was up
Were
there.
they the 17s?
I think so.
I had 4 of them, so it was a high chance, 75% chance. 75% chance. Unfortunately, that kind of ends there because we don't know which one this one came from. So, like, the next one I take could either be 66% chance or 100 chance.
Yeah.
We don't know. But I have this is year 2 on the aging process of it, and I have 3 more for the next 3 years.
Pretty remarkable collection, guys. I always laugh.
That's not even all of it either.
Yeah, someone in
There's a
storage.
bunch of my storage unit. Yeah. Toast of excellence, souls. All right, let's do your Bruce Banner thing first.
Well, on Zach Banner's Wikipedia page,
Oh, Zach Banner.
it's Zach number 72 and reporting as an eligible receiver Banner.
Fan account.
Well, that's what they did. Like when he they announced him like for the starting lineup thing or whatever. It's like, and reporting is eligible, and everyone was like, oh, and it was like, this guy hasn't caught anything yet. What are we doing? But anyway, what school did he go to?
South Carolina.
Ah, the Gamecocks.
Kyle just looked it up.
What number did he wear in college, Kyle?
72.
Nice.
What position did he play in
Well, then
college?
true.
If you
Offensive
cannot
lineman.
say he played as reported as eligible.
Quarterback.
He was a left tackle.
Number 72 quarterback. The hefty lefty.
Yeah.
Well, toast of excellence, Mark. Mark, did you get the new iPhone?
Yeah.
When?
Today.
No, a while ago.
None
Like
of
when
those cameras.
Homer.
it was time for an upgrade. Went for it.
Homer.
Born on Christmas. too.
Mark was not born on Christmas.
Nah, Zach Banner was.
He was born a little bit closer to the 4th of July.
Nice.
My toast is going to the Brewers. I think they're bringing back this sweet logo, the ball and the glove.
So, throwback jerseys?
No,
Yes.
no. Throw back a logo.
The baby blues.
I heard throwback jerseys.
They're wearing the navy blue with the old logo.
I like that.
That's cool.
Shut up, Ken.
All right, come on, souls. God.
So,
Minus, did you see Dave Chappelle messing around on Lakers practice?
they didn't sign him.
I don't know, but he didn't look bad.
Get 'em
Can't
out
look
there.
much worse. Can't look much worse than JaVale McGee. So.
JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee.
Yeah, Mr. Chappelle is my toast.
Nice.
Riddler?
I'm trying to look it up to remember it, but hey, Mark, I just found this thing on Instagram. If you buy anything from this website, you follow Kevin from The Office?
No.
Brian Bumgardner.
Yeah. If you, no, Madison Bumgarner.
The lefty.
Just
It's a
giggled.
nickname.
If you buy anything from this website that's all got Kevin Malone merchandise, he sends you an artwork that a fan drew him. He made copies and everyone signs it from The Office.
Everyone.
Everyone he can get. So
Yeah, I was gonna
as
say,
long
I
as
don't think Steve Carell's trotting out there
Yeah.
for that.
well, actually, Brian Bumgarner lives on the same street as Steve Carell.
Huh, maybe, yeah.
They all
They
go
play
to the same.
Scrabble on Thursdays.
No, they all go to the same Joanne Fabric. Shout out to the Office ladies.
Hey, I'm on episode 3. Not bad so far.
We're just starting off.
No, the Office podcast.
Oh, I was going to say.
Mock found his favorite person of all time on that podcast.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
He was basically the guy that had to go underneath Angela
got to
and
put the
Pam's
mics
clothes to wire the mic from the bottom of their thigh all the way up through their
So that's my toast to excellence.
through their pals, and then through their
His name
blouse.
was
and
Nick
the pants.
something.
Yeah, Nick Chubb.
Swartzen? I think his name is?
Nick Swartzen. Nice.
It was,
Drop the mic. Do you have one?
I'm going to say Quentin Nelson doing a keg stand after the touchdown yesterday. I love Quentin Nelson. I think he's funny.
It
He's
wasn't
one of the
a-
best guards, so
It
great celebration.
It wasn't a real cake stand.
Hey, if they could have it on the field, they could, but the NFL is with props, so.
Funniest thing about that is the touchdown didn't even count.
Did it really?
Yeah, it got
Yeah.
called back.
He
Oh.
scored on the next play.
Yeah,
but
It's just
still.
hilarious.
Yeah, they won by 20, so they'll take it.
it was an awesome celebration.
Nick Carbone, by the way. Shout out to that guy. What a job. What a job.
Well,
Mine. Sorry, I
Oh, my bad.
couldn't remember. I remember the name. I couldn't remember what it was.
Oh,
Exactly.
Madison Bumgarner.
It's to the Florida Panthers for bringing back Roberto Luongo.
They brought him back, huh?
Well, not as a goalie, as a special advisor
Ah.
for the GM, but he's one of those guys you just got to have around. Makes me happy.
Nice.
Before we do cracking the beers, we got a lot of private stock that's got to be divvied up. So we need another shot for Paul, 2 for Mock, 2 for Kendall, and then Massey's not here, but he's got 2.
Now, why?
All head-to-head losses since the Steelers trip, or since the last time we recorded. The Pelicans lost to the Raptors,
Oh, God.
and the Knights lost to the Blackhawks.
Ah.
The Blackhawks lost to the Penguins. That's why Kendall and I have to do a shot. And what was the other one? Oh, the Knicks lost to the Bulls.
per usual.
Yep. The Bears lost to the Rams, so that's why I have to do one. And then
The Rams lost to
and then the Blackhawks, and then Massey had the Raptors lost to... I can't remember them all. Should have wrote them down. Oh, no, it was the Blues. The Blues lost to the Penguins.
And the Rams lost to the Steelers.
Yep. So everyone's
Take it
got
down, all of you.
And Phil's in 4. So let's pour him up. We're running low on that private stock, but we do have Paul.
Where is
if
it?
it's a
Where is it?
in the
So
in
my
the
toast
freezer.
of excellence.
I'll do it because Mock's not gonna. Mock would probably rather do private stock
I
than
mean, we
that.
never did yours.
So my
What is
toast
it?
of excellence is
The
to
private
the Laker
stock?
fans.
No, what is the other thing?
Cinnamon tequila.
Oh no, the tequila went in there. I think I'm talking about. You have.
It did?
I think it did.
I don't think so.
Then Peter's guess really did the damage because that was a whole pint that got poured in there.
I don't think it went in there. Let me take a look back there.
If not, there's Crown Royal in there.
But yeah, my toast of excellence.
Oh, hey, Mock,
Back to that.
did you remember to bring my beer journal?
Yeah, it's
All right.
here.
Up on the top of the fridge, there should be a beer can too from 2 weeks ago that I tried to save. Just throw that over here so I can slap my dick on it.
Did you say cinnamon tequila?
Oh,
yeah, it's called Jose Cuervo Singe.
Oof. It's gotta be
It's
interesting.
yeah, it's interesting.
This is a label that's got to make the beer book. The Hefeponymous. I found a Hefeweizen that was coffee and pineapple flavored.
I like Hefeweizen. I don't know if I'd like that though. I didn't even try though.
I wouldn't try that. Like,
Interesting.
I know the whole like sweet and bitter, sweet and sour kind of thing, but it's a little rough. Not in there?
I don't see it.
Did we finish it on the show?
No.
I don't think we even opened it on the show.
We did a once around.
Maybe it got poured in and it just got finished out. I mean, it's been 2 weeks.
I don't know. Don't know what became of it.
There's something in the freezer section, I'm pretty sure.
Is it Patron?
Probably.
Would be funny. Got the Royale.
Well, nice.
You know what? I could do with a lot more head-to-head matchups. A lot more losses if that's what I'm sipping.
So my toast of excellence.
Third time's a charm.
Actually, you know what? We need to make this gross. Can you just fill the container up halfway and then pour a beer in there too?
You know what?
wanna do
I'm
that.
just not gonna
College
say
all over again.
I want to hear it.
Go ahead.
It's good.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Yeah, say it.
To the Laker fans,
Oh yeah.
cheering Taco Tuesday.
To LeBron.
Yeah,
Nice.
against the Grizzlies.
When the Lakers played the Bulls, Benny the Bull dressed up in a taco costume for their introduction.
And I'm sure the Lakers.
I
lost,
forgot
right?
who
Can you
owes
give
what.
that to?
Everybody owes 2 except for Kyle and drop the mic.
Well, he's doing it the first time on the show.
That's true.
That's fair.
But you have to do private stocks. You have to do this.
Is that what? What's that?
Everything. Anything and everything. We usually just pour a bunch of crap in there, and then when it gets to about that level, we leave it and ferment.
Yeah,
All right.
it's actually pretty
That's
good.
fair. When do
Nobody's
we,
ever peed in it.
When do we crack open the beers?
We can crack them open in 3, 2, 1.
Wow, just like the show.
So,
Idiot.
you know what's funny? When he did that, the vent turned off, but I thought the
weird.
mics went out. They're like the headphones, and I was like, oh.
Uh-oh. Hold on real quick. Before we get into the meat and potato, go ahead.
Kyle just looks at the foam. Oh no!
Why don't you listen to this clip real quick?
Is this mass?
It's like ASMR or something.
It's just it's Boo and he was like eating on the mic. It does sound like the mask.
Yeah,
It's just disgusting. But
I like the ooh.
I gotta see this.
So
I have a new toast of excellence. Sorry. The Bucks are playing the Bulls and in Chicago, so this is Robin Lopez's first time back since he left. And Benny the Bull, because Robin Lopez is the mascot killer, gave him a box of things that he forgot when he left Chicago.
Like a brush.
I don't know. We're gonna see what it is. You guys can talk now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna play something.
No. I haven't
maybe I
watched it.
was.
I'm just curious what's in there.
So what do you got, Kendall?
Oh, that was the clip I was going to play.
It's a picture of Britney Spears,
Hey,
But-
there we go.
an Afro pic. Just got racist real quick.
Do you want to speed through our recaps, playing the Sam Spence music? What can we do?
I think Kyle should do it this time.
Kyle, you want to do it? Can you do the game recaps?
Yeah, we could try it.
I'm into it. Let me get the Sam Spence going though.
Hey, can I have that sheet, though? Kyle, before you start doing it? Can I have that baseball sheet?
Yes, you may. Rebecca, may you please give Paul the baseball sheet? You're such a doll face.
Dollface Killer.
Kyle, I didn't much care for that. Not that you're like saying anything to her, but just that phrase.
Hey, how about you
You're
get off?
such a kitten.
I don't want you having sex with my cousin. How about that? Oh,
Out of context, that's probably hilarious.
I like this
Can we
music.
get those game recaps?
Can we restart it?
We're gonna restart it.
All
All right. Let me know.
3, 2, 1.
Souls.
So, on Thursday night, division matchup, Steelers-Browns. Browns
Chris
won
Berman.
21-7 in the matchup of doom.
I'm on the edge of my seat over here.
What are you, a movie speaker?
In a world.
So, Steelers lose Juju and Connor in the first. Browns took advantage. Fight at the end. Move to Sunday. We got the Ravens and the Texans.
What about Saturday?
No such thing. All right. Ravens blow out the Texans 41-7. Is Lamar Jackson MVP?
Yes.
Shut up over there, Mike.
But yeah.
Atlanta, Carolina. Atlanta wins 2 second straight. Pounds on the Panthers 29-3.
Falcons
The
coming back.
ready to come back.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Lions. Cowboys win 35-27. Jeff Driscoll tried to come back at the end. Falls short. Dak Prescott throw for 400 and plus yards. Jaguars, Colts. Jags win 33. Nope.
33-13, right? 33-13.
Colts win 33-13.
Yeah.
And Brissett's comeback.
Hey.
Should Folk be the starter or should it be Minshew?
Minshew
We will
mania.
find out.
Oh,
Bills,
Just my mic.
Dolphin. Josh Allen keeps his pick streak alive at 5 games. Has a passer rating of 114.7.
Nice.
As the Bills sink the Dolphins. Vikings, Broncos. Broncos lose 23-27 in an epic comeback from Minnesota
Don't remind
in the
me.
second half. Saints, Bucks. Drew Brees is back. Drew Brees back to form. We don't know. But to beat the Bucks, 34-17.
We don't know.
3 touchdowns, but yeah.
Anybody can beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
In a barn burner here, in a barn burner in Washington at FedEx Stadium, the Jets beat the Redskins 34-17. Dwayne Haskins sucks again.
Terrible.
Sam
Sucks
Darnold
again.
does well against another bad team. Can the Jets continue their role next week at the Raiders? Probably not. 49ers Cardinals, 36-26. 49ers late touchdown. Controversial, but don't matter. 49ers come back to beat the Cardinals.
Backdoor cover.
The Raiders and the Bengals.
That game.
Raiders beat the Bengals 17-10 on a subpar game from the Raider offense. Raiders climb to 6th place, potentially in the division lead after tonight. Patriots Eagles. Julian Edelman scored the only touchdown for the Patriots. Tom Brady, subpar game, gets job done, just like he always does. Then we go to Sunday night. Rams, Bears. The Rams defense outlasted the Bears in the defensive hall, but they got it done. Todd Gurley back to form.
We don't know.
We'll find out.
That's about it in that game. And tonight we got the Chiefs and the Chargers.
All right, Chris
Chiefs
Berman.
will win. Chargers aren't that good.
Chargers. Oh yeah, round of
Hit
applause.
that post,
for
baby.
Soul, baby.
so
Ah,
they're
I
making
love that.
cinnamon Coke.
Hey, don't let the
Oh,
new
I
guy
saw
do
that.
this.
They
all right?
sell that
I
already.
wasn't ready.
That sounds terrible.
It's actually not bad. Put a little Jaeger in it. It's pretty good.
Everyone's
Oh, my God.
Put the game on now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
You know-
if you guys want to see more of that, don't ask.
All right.
Kyle, you know what?
No, don't.
You hit it in the 4 minutes. We give like 4 minutes to do it twice around to the music, and you did it.
I love
It
that
is-
you like set up these questions. Is he back? We don't know.
the New York Knicks are racist.
Why is that? James Dolan?
No, they had a competition today where they had little kids run from full court, and they had to put on a very baggy white shirt, then a pair of very baggy pants, and then a pair of Timberland boots, and then a backwards Knicks cap.
That's New York.
And then they had to dribble up back down the court between their legs the whole way, and then lay it up.
Why is that racist?
Because that's what black people do. And these kids.
So
look
that's
like
everything in New York. That's all they wear. Everybody.
That's not true. These kids definitely wear a lot of Burberry.
These are Hamptons kids.
This girl, this little girl is wearing a Chanel shirt, so she might wear that stuff. But.
Nice. Oh, Tyreek Hill's hurt. Oh boy, that ain't good.
Walking with a limp. Maybe he's got a lot of money.
Old school pimp, a real OG.
What did he pull up here? J.C. Edwards pretty good actually.
But yeah.
I like that wrap up over there. It was good. I was
Hey.
on the edge of my seat. I was.
Mike starting to talk shit to me. and
I'm not talking
on it.
any shit. I am not sarcastic there. I enjoyed that.
So we want to hit some quick NFL stuff before we move on from.
Yeah, what do you got?
Got a Glock in my Rari.
17 shot, no 38.
I mean, at the expense of
Even like fine wine dough.
I'm not diving into the Steelers Browns thing, too much because it's expired, news by now. But I just don't know if you guys had anything that you wanted to say on internet radio about it.
So Mike wants Mason Rudolph to be suspended.
I think that he should be.
I don't care if
It
he
hurts
is
the
or isn't.
Steelers more if he's not.
No, I get that. Like,
Why do you want him to be
I just
suspended?
found Kyle's new
the
favorite.
whole thing was instigated by him.
I just found Kyle's new favorite future NFL quarterback.
Who's that?
That Bama guy.
Tua?
Tua?
Viola?
Yeah, he's playing a viola in the hospital bed singing Marvin Gaye, and it's really good.
Gotta love those Hawaiians.
Is he part of the Friars?
Yes.
Then I don't care.
Is he part of the Friars?
So, it was a thing that could have been avoided entirely.
Well, absolutely. I mean,
But Mike, do you think that should Garrett be suspended indefinitely? You think?
Oh yeah, listen. What he did is wrong. There's no defending it. But before he swung the helmet, he was backing up with two offensive linemen in front of him, and Rudolph ran at him.
No, I know that, but I mean, it's like saying you were in a fist fight. The nature of the fight was a fist fight. You might have started, but that doesn't mean the guy can pull out a knife and stab you just because you started the fight.
Well, he tried to rip Garrett's helmet off.
I understand that,
But if I start a fist fight,
ripping off-
I'm going to also get arrested.
no,
ripping off
that's
the helmet,
fine.
though,
I'm
is-
just saying though, like I think people are trying to say that Garrett is off the hook because
Oh,
that's
not at
what
all.
some people are saying though.
Then that's stupid.
Yeah, I know,
That's stupid.
but
But-
no, I think he should be fine. I don't think he should be suspended personally because I mean, I don't know.
He tried to rip a player's helmet off. That's a suspendable offense.
yeah. Well, the whole thing is very bizarre. Mason releases the ball.
You know that the
Garrett
Knicks
takes
have
him-
the same amount of regular season wins since 2018 as the Patriots.
That's pretty funny.
I saw that.
That's pretty funny. I like that. But Garrett still takes
Yeah.
him to the ground, and then Mason goes for his helmet. The whole thing is just odd.
It was frustration built up, I think, on Rudolph's part. But yeah, Garrett does bring him to the ground after the fact.
Yeah. So it's like not a late hit. It's not the right thing. But he sacks him that it's not required.
Yeah.
And then Mason twists at his helmet, and then it just kind of goes off the rails.
I tell you, it
He
was
didn't
hilarious.
twist at it.
It was
He grabbed the back of the helmet and tried to pull and just didn't get it off.
It was hilarious though to see Garrett stand up and just grab him by his face mask and then just lift him up. At that point, I'm like, all right,
Yeah, I'm good.
you win, guy.
He was just trying to put his helmet back on. Rudolph lost it. He was just here. I'll
still
put it
need-
back on for
I
you.
need my crown shots.
Yes, we gotta get the
All right, we
shots.
taking-
Just give me the bottle.
code.
But also,
Yeah, this one's just staring me in the face over here.
Man,
how
send him
scary
out
is
there.
it, though, when you see Pouncey coming at you?
Pouncey was kicking him.
You're like,
that was funny.
oh, no.
But then what was that other guy doing? Ogajobi, whatever his name
He-
is? Just
he
shoved him
came
over
in-
for no reason.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Especially with a guy
That
with
was
no
stupid.
helmet on. It's like you're automatically going to get in trouble for that.
Man, the Steelers are so short next game.
Yeah.
No Pouncey, no...
If Juju doesn't play, if Connor...
It's looking
probably
like
won't
he's
play.
not going to.
Connor probably won't play.
Do you trust Samuels going forward, though, to be the guy? Or Edmonds?
Kind of have to.
Yeah.
Might
He's
be
been all right,
This
but...
might be the actual game of reporting as an eligible receiver. He might just be an eligible receiver.
I'm pretty bummed we ended up cutting that Carter Jones guy, whatever it is.
Brooks Jones?
Brooks Jones, yeah.
Carter Joe.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Yeah, we cut him.
He didn't do anything.
Yeah, but still, he had a good name.
We got Deion Kane.
Kendall, you are retarded.
Less of a good name.
We have Roy Robertson Harris.
Good name. That's my favorite guy in the Bears.
Get his jersey.
I might.
You know,
The orange one.
I like the orange ones.
Orange one's cool.
Orange are nice.
but
Nice.
But I mean, we don't have
Good
to
thing
talk
we put
about
the Bengals this week, huh?
Well, knock on whatever here.
Hey.
I'm hoping.
What other NFL topics you want to hit on?
Well, I mean, so for the listeners who don't know, you are in fact a Broncos fan. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Anything you want to talk about from that game?
I unfortunately missed about most of that game. I saw the ending, but
So did they.
Were you working
Yeah.
for Kendall?
I was not. No, I was in Rhode Island for the whole day. I didn't watch much football yesterday. But
Wait,
I
do you
got
work
the-
for Kendall?
I do.
Stop recruiting people. It's
I
it's
came
not
to
a
him.
place anybody should want
I
to
came
work.
to
He
him.
came to me.
Yeah, but did you know him? You guys knew each other prior to this?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
No.
Never met him before.
what? So how do you guys know?
Through baseball.
I used to wreck him in baseball over there and basketball.
False. False.
That's what he.
If I had the scorebooks, you would see.
I'm surprised you don't.
Yeah, I'm
That
actually
didn't-
surprised.
Also, Kyle, not to jump on a side here, but why are we friends?
Yeah.
Okay. You weren't on the Dirt Dogs,
Hey, Dirt Dogs.
and I owned them.
Where the dogs go to the pound, baby. There we go, baby. Dog
Talked
pound.
so much shit to me before.
I
the
never
game,
said
and they
one
got
word to you.
Shut out.
I always liked you, Kyle Souls.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people do.
When do we take these shots? By the way.
Oh, right now.
Whatever you want.
You can go at your leisure.
Right
I
now.
don't want to.
You know, The one game I remember against the Dirt Dogs was when Craig threw the no hitter.
Save it for the baseball segment.
But this isn't
I'm
MLB.
excited for a baseball segment. Come on, Eckler, do something.
And then be recorded and out.
But we got our guy Craig threw a note, but ran out of pitches on the last batter. Our friend Vito comes in, throws one pitch, gets the out. That's it. Hilarious.
I don't know what that shot was. Oof.
A little bit of everything.
Oh yeah, the
I
private
got a
side.
little bit of everything.
Yeah,
That's the stock, baby.
Holy shit.
pretty much gonna make you quit the job.
Yeah.
Like, Kendall, I'm out of here.
Burns off the back row your taste
But the
buds.
Broncos look good in the first half.
We're better than we were with Flacco, and Flacco's not the answer, but John Elway is not good at evaluating quarterbacks.
Nope.
He got lucky with Peyton Manning, who I love, where he's thrown 9 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. We had an elite defense that year, but he's just not good at it. He wants the tall guys, Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler. We're not Flacco, 6'6". We're not getting anywhere with them, and I don't get it.
Paxton
I'm
Lynch
glad.
joined the black and gold.
Paxton Lynch. Good luck with him.
No, we're not going to play him.
He was terrible.
He's never going to play.
What happened to Landry Jones?
He's in the XFL.
XFL.
Isn't he their best player, pretty much?
In the XFL?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Until
so
Antonio
far.
Brown gets there, so we'll see. That's funny.
Did you guys see that Antonio Brown put an Instagram post out with him
Kicking
like,
the punter.
the punter? He's like, I got
Oh,
your
yeah, he's
back.
like, I got you,
Mason.
I remember that was I remember that. That was ridiculous.
That was very
He's like, I can do what I want. I'm Antonio Brown, which at the time he's the best player in the league, pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I don't have any other NFL topics you really want to talk about. I mean,
Yeah.
Giants
whole
didn't lose
hour.
this week.
They did not, and Badgley just missed the field goal. Are we allowed to comment on the game? Because I'm going.
Yeah, we do.
All right,
we just can't do play-by-play. We can kind of keep tabs.
that's fair. I don't know what else happened this weekend.
I mean, Lamar Jackson just keeps looking better and better every week.
What a bummer, though. Those like touted as the game of the
Yeah,
week.
it was built
If that
up.
was, I was curious if that game was played in Houston. That would have been a way more interesting game to see what Lamar does on the road. But yeah, at home, I mean, he did. I think he could ball out anywhere. So
He can throw now.
I know.
He can throw.
Last year in the playoff game, he went 2 hours without completing a pass, and this
Yeah.
year he's an MVP candidate. It's funny how it works like that. Harbaugh
Yeah.
got to him.
Playing well.
I really
Souls
as
is so
a
mad.
as like an opposing like defensive coordinator, right? I don't know how you game plan against him.
Even Belichick couldn't do anything about it.
Make
That's
him
what he
throw.
does. I mean, but he can make.
But Kyle, he's making throws.
It doesn't matter. He's
What do you
more
mean?
effective with his legs.
You're absolutely right. But even so, he's throwing over
No, I know,
64%.
but like, just keep him in the pocket.
But he can still do that though.
He looks great
part
in the pocket.
the only hard
It's
part
fine,
for
but you
him
still got to make him do it.
it was the outside throw. That's the hardest part, and he's perfecting that too. So if he can get that, I don't know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, like, the one way to stop him is to make him stay in the pocket. Can't let him run out.
And they're benefiting too, big time. Mark Ingram is playing very well.
Yeah.
He is
It's a
very,
good decoy in
very,
the play action.
very consistent runner, and that helps a lot too. So credit to them. They put a good staff, with Lamar, and they're taking
God,
full
I fucking
advantage.
hate the receiving core, though.
Well, it's
Willie
pretty,
Snead and Marquise Brown and
it's pretty boring.
Mark Andrews.
Is it-
And
It's boring, but it fits
a
their
bunch of weed
offense.
carriers.
It fits their offense.
It's just,
It's just
it shouldn't work, but it is.
I hate seeing Willie Snead's hair out there. It just pisses me off.
It's like the Brown. Like, their receiving core should be the best in the league,
Oh,
but they're not.
Imagine them with Lamar Jackson.
Like, watching that game, you can tell that Baker and Odell are not even close to the same page.
No. I won't be surprised if they get rid of Odell at some point soon.
I fucking take him in Pittsburgh.
You guys, I mean,
Just give us someone.
Do you trust Juju as your number one though? I don't.
I will in about 2 years. Remember, he's still only 20 years old.
I know that, but I think he thrived under having Le'Veon Bell and AB as decoys.
Yeah.
To me, he's like a Jimmy Butler.
He
Like
was
if he's your
18.
number one player, he's not. You're not going to be super great, but if he's your number two, then you're good.
He's 19, 20 years old. Like
I know.
it's going to be growing pains.
I like Juju, I do, but
If a situation ever
Also
occurred,
doesn't have a quarterback.
would you take Antonio Brown back?
No,
I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
he's a douche.
what about it like a veterans minimum or something?
If I would take
Bullshit.
I think if they signed him for a 1 year, $5 million
If he
deal, you'd be
re-signed
happy.
with the Steelers, you would be ecstatic.
He'd break out your jersey.
You would.
I don't have a AB jersey.
All right, that's fair.
But
He
if
does.
Bell
Any
wanted to
jerseys.
come back, all for open arms.
If they showed up next season and Brown said, "I'll come back," you would love it.
No, I wouldn't.
And I wouldn't blame you for loving it. I'd break your stones about it. But
Well, him and Ben are going to have to get over it then. Because Ben's coming back. Kind of has to.
Is he coming back?
we'll see.
After what's going on, yeah.
That guy's been threatening to retire for the last 5 years. And they draft his replacement. He said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "You've been threatening to retire the last 5 years."
But
But he
even that,
signed
I
a
mean-
3-year contract, so.
No, I know.
I don't know. I'm still in the camp that he doesn't play.
What did the quarterback shown?
Who, Ben?
But I don't think that matters at all to
It
Ben.
does matter.
But why? Why would he care what the
Because
current
they can
situation
still
is?
win.
But why would
Especially
he
with the
care?
defense.
Why would he care what the current situation at quarterback? If he's going to retire, why does he care?
I don't think he's going to retire.
I don't think.
I
He'll be able
think
to play.
I don't think he wants to end his career on an injury.
So you think he comes
Oh,
back
me
for
neither.
one more year?
1 or 2, depends on how they fall next year.
Well, what would his contract be? It would be 2 years or one left?
2.
2?
He signed it this offseason.
I mean, I don't.
Okay.
If he were to come back, I think he would play out his contract. But if I don't know what his designs are. As a fan, it's a bummer. That this defense has kind of come into its own as of late, and I think about that defense paired with when AB Bell
Le'Veon.
and
Yeah, they got to try out
What is
Rudolph
best?
and Edmonds and those guys, and it's like you're not really going to do much in that, especially with the Ravens thriving in that division. So I don't know. It's interesting.
If there's one defense in the NFL that can stop Lamar Jackson, it is Pittsburgh. They are fast enough to keep up with them.
I mean, the Patriots.
But he
certainly
beat
didn't.
Pittsburgh.
Steelers beat themselves that game.
Well, we fumbled to lose that game.
And
Oh, come on.
no.
But you guys do that every game.
Well,
Okay.
during that span
You're right.
we did.
'Cause then they should have beat the 49ers and they should have beat the Ravens. So we should be 7-4. But the fact
That's not
is-
an argument.
Yeah,
though.
but you just say that about a lot of teams. Though one
That's not
bounce
an
this
argument.
way,
Okay,
it's,
that's fine.
you know,
But the one defense that's fast enough to keep up with them is the Steelers.
And he beat the Steelers.
He did not play well in that game.
But he beat the Steelers.
But he did not play well.
do they play again? When do they
Yes,
play?
Week 17
In Pittsburgh or Baltimore?
in Pittsburgh.
Well, he's not
That's
going
gonna
to
be the
play
game.
week 17. He's going to be arrested.
Well, no, but not if they don't have the number one seed.
I'm being funny.
No, I know.
But, like, that's my thing. Like,
Because
yeah, they beat them, but 2 of those touchdowns were on the Steelers' 20.
I know.
So
Yeah, I mean, he didn't travel the whole field. But yes, they won, but it wasn't like at the end of the game, Lamar took him from the 5-yard line, drove 95
no,
yards
he
to
went,
win.
They didn't even score a touchdown. They kicked the field goal.
So,
Justin Tucker won the game. Like, he does every fucking time he plays the
oh, man.
Steelers.
So are you admitting that the Ravens are good or bad?
Ravens are a good team.
Okay.
I think their defense is a little overrated, but
It's funny, Kyle. You sounded
Marcus
just like
Peters,
your dad a
though.
minute ago.
He also did throw a touchdown. But he also threw 3 picks.
and he fumbled once.
Who, Jackson?
Didn't lose it, but he fumbled.
Jackson, yeah.
But again, I mean, had 70 rushing yards.
I mean, they have been a lot better since they got Peters and Earl Thomas. I mean, they have been better since that Peters trade.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that they need to get, if they want to win anything, they got to get that number one seed. Because if they have to go to Foxborough, I don't think they win.
Because Marcus Peters looks good for a little bit,
I mean,
and then gets fucking exploded.
yeah, he goes crazy.
Like, he'll have 3 shutdown games, and then 1 week he'll just get 213 yards and
Yeah.
touchdown after touchdown.
Where was the Ravens Patriot? Was it in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's key for them. They need
Yeah.
to get that number one seed if they want to. I don't know. We'll see.
To me, the Patriots this year aren't anything to be afraid of.
No, their
They beat up on-
defense is. That's about it.
But they've looked good against bad teams.
Well, no, that's a knock on them is that they've had an easy schedule the first 8 games, which is fair.
You know, they played the Ravens and looked bad and lost. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Those 8
I don't
games,
think
though,
they're
got me a lot of fantasy points.
What's that?
Those 8 games, gotta be a lot of fans.
Yeah, they
but
had a lot of.
But I mean,
That's
to
why
me,
they're saying
like
it's
They were
trade
my
that
second
defense.
best player for a while.
MVP.
they don't look like a team that you're like, oh, they're gonna waltz through. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think they're.
Yeah, but we see that every year.
You're
And
right.
then-
Yeah, but losing Gronk though is big. People don't think it is. You think that that's
It's huge.
Patriot. That is big, and it's just funny though. The 1 year finally Brady's on the decline, and they get an elite defense. It's like, of course it works out that way. It's just funny how
That's the thing. I mean, Brady's starting to look like he's
And
65 years old.
people
Yeah,
are
We said
surprised.
that last year too, and then the playoffs came and Brady turned it on.
Well, it's
That's
you
what he
know,
does.
root for the Eagles or not. You know, they had the recipe. You put the pressure on, and they unfortunately got tired.
You
It's
keep
how
the
it
ball
goes.
out of the Patriots' hand.
If
That's how you
Carson
beat-
Wentz could complete a pass to an open
Dude,
receiver,
he overthrew. Oh, I was cursing up and down that TV yesterday. I was like, come on.
he's another. I think he's playing scared. He's gotten hurt
There's
too
something.
much.
I mean, granted, they don't have any of the receivers. I mean, Alshon's out.
He's
They're
not
all
that
out,
good.
but still.
but he's gotten. You know, he broke his back, then he ripped his knee up. I think
He's
he's
just not that good.
Bring back Foles.
But that's why I think
Nobody's
he-
had it worse than Stafford.
he's good. It's just I think he's playing scared. He doesn't want to get hit. He
I like
you know
Matt
he used to
Stafford.
take the hits and he I think he's playing scared. But yeah,
Quick-
I mean, just missing wide open receivers.
Quick side thing: Cowboy defense trash.
Ah,
The
yeah.
trash.
I mean,
Jeff Driscoll
they
lit
held
them up.
They held Kenny Galladay to like no catches, which is big, I guess.
That's
But
fine.
they let.
Marvin Jones had 2
Yeah.
touchdowns.
I think you
Jones,
put
man.
respect on Jeff Driscoll's name.
He's actually not been playing bad.
If
It's like
Stafford's
John
in that
Kitna out
game,
there.
If Stafford's in that game,
They
Lions
win that game?
game.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know,
They had Carry on Johnson too. They win that game, I think. I mean,
it's one of
JD
those
McKisson's
things.
not
Not
gonna win it
again,
for you.
not to support the Cowboys, but we see these things where you know the backup that doesn't play plays a good and can have success only because there's no
Game plan.
game plan. You don't have anything to go off of how they play, and you know you're going in worried about Kenny Galladay, but how often do you see the backup quarterback
Yeah.
not even look at the primary receiver?
That's why.
I mean, you saw it in Pittsburgh most of this year with Mason Rudolph and Juju. He hardly looks at Juju.
that's what happened with Minshew when he came in. He
Yeah.
lit it up because everyone plans for Nick Foles. It just happens. That's why it just happens with backup quarterbacks when they come in.
I think Driscoll's the OAT, the okayest of all time.
That's fair. That's fair.
We can reserve that for somebody else.
The oat. Okay, so I'd say that for
That's
Jared.
copyrighted.
That's Jared Dudley, the oat, most average player in the NBA.
The OAT.
But I just think the Cowboys are super overrated.
I mean, they're going to win the division. They're probably, what are they, 7-4, 7-3 now, whatever?
6-4.
6-4. I mean, they'll probably go 11-5.
But all it takes is them to lose at the Patriots and the Eagles win back to where they started.
No, I know. But I'm saying through the NFC, though. Who's their biggest? Packers, Niners. Yeah, I mean, if they get a home playoff game,
The only way they make the playoffs is if they make it. They're doing the division.
The
I mean,
division.
yeah. Because they'd have to play the Seahawks, Niners,
And they lost to the
Packers,
Yeah.
Vikings. Yeah, I don't see them winning, but they,
Let's go Redskins.
Says no one ever.
Yeah, they're
You
bad.
hear that the fans were yelling, "Sell the team."
Really?
Yeah. If you were at MSG, Dolan would kick you out for that.
Yeah, and like ban you.
Yeah, he did that to somebody the other day again.
He does it all the time.
He's
so
an idiot.
funny.
He's such an idiot.
Charles Oakley came back.
Who?
Charles Oakley.
Oh yeah, finally let him back. Sat on the other side of Dolan.
That's funny.
Charles Oakley.
Terrible franchise.
It's
Just awful.
You had a chance to pick the Rockets, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
You had your out.
H-Town, baby.
I like the Rockets. Throw the H's up.
You're a big Rockets fan.
Big Harden guy. That experiment is weird.
Listen, I grew
He's
up with a
modeling
beard.
his beard after all.
As you can
You
tell,
going for a Harden beard? All right, that's fair.
for a little while now. This is week 10 of
Phillip
growing
Rivers.
it. I think it is. What week in the NFL?
Why are you
is it?
shaking your head over there, Rita?
Rita.
You could grow yours out too.
Yeah, coward.
Her pubes.
Oh my God, Kyle.
This is radio.
But yeah.
Understand the sentiment. Doesn't make it right.
I don't know. It was kind of like a quiet football week. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy happened.
After that Steelers game was all downhill in terms of things to talk about.
I do want to close talking about the Steeler thing though, because the announcing of the fight was hilarious.
Joe Buck.
Joe Buck.
Oh
and
my
Aikman,
God.
It sounded just. Listening to it back now,
Yeah.
it's comedic.
I love how they say it's awful to look at, yet they play it 15
Yeah,
times in a
yeah.
loop. Don't watch.
Yeah.
Okay, watch again.
It's so ridiculous. Joe, like, that's the
Yeah.
worst thing I've ever seen.
Well, it was
Yeah.
funny too because like the game, they're like, all right, well, it looks like the Browns. Oh my god!
Yeah. Troy Aikman, of course, didn't know what to say. Like you.
Well, he was drunk.
Troy Aikman is.
He was
Oh,
drunk
my
every
God.
week. I love listening to him talking like, well, that's a player.
Yeah.
There's a
Good thing it wasn't
quarterback.
Collinsworth and Michaels. Oh my God.
I like Collinsworth.
Collinsworth, he's growing on me, but when he was doing Madden, I couldn't stand it. I was like, Madden's going on mute because I just couldn't stand hearing his voice.
A guy doing it now. Was it Charles Davis? Is that his name?
And
For who?
For Madden.
Oh, Madden, yeah.
Hate that guy.
Jonathan Coachman.
Hey,
Love him.
coach.
Is it Jonathan Coachman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he still work for
he's-
ESPN?
I think. Or
He used to.
I think he's splitting
I
time.
was gonna say, I think he kind of bounces.
Didn't he go back to WWE at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a couple days.
He had some like golf channel stuff he was contractually to finish out. It was
Was
really
he-
weird.
What is he, Jim Nance? Like, take it
I
easy,
get it.
coach.
I remember like he wasn't like on like Raw or something. He's like, yeah, hey, listen, he's got some golf stuff to finish off.
He's at the Masters.
Yeah,
Moving
he's
carts.
got to close out his contract, but he'll be back.
Oh man.
Well,
What else you got for me, Kendall?
well, you taking an early break real quick, or you want to? I think we wrapped up anything football.
Yeah, it was kind of a slow week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's too early. Do you want to talk any fantasy stuff to recap, or just
We can. We could do our pick'ems.
just to see kind of where we're at?
Oh, fantasy update.
Yeah,
Nice.
we've been doing a group. What do you call it? You pick the winners and
Like a survivor pool
yeah,
kind of thing?
They're
Kind
called pick'ems.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds stupid.
Pick'ems.
That's literally what they're called.
That's what people call
Well,
them.
give
But
me Yahoo.
It's called pick'em.
I don't care.
what would you call them, Kendall? Pick the game sheets?
Winners and not.
All right. So right now, Just Win Baby
Oh yeah.
is
that
in
you?
first at 92 and 53.
Nice.
So it's
Down-
the winner of this league has to do the gross shop.
Down with Mock is
The winner?
90 and 55. Get It is 86 and 59. Nose Picker is 84 and 61. The Mass is 60 and 85. And Jeff falling off the cliff, 48 to 97.
That guy needs to just get on his phone.
So Mass and Martin didn't make picks this week.
I don't understand. They're on their phones the entire time. They're awake.
Unbelievable.
I was laughing during the game we went to, Steelers Rams, and Mass was on he follows this Rams Twitter thing that is pretty active. Every single play, he's on there reading like the comments of the tweets. Like, guy, relax, like, enjoy the game a little bit.
Yeah.
Funny guy.
I was watching the Colts Dolphin game as well.
It was really funny
That
because you
terrible
look
game.
over and Kyle's looking down at his phone and Pat's like, hey, the game's right there. It's right there. You know, we could talk about that guy that was sitting behind us. That idiot. Were you
Yeah.
able to hear any of that
Yeah.
conversation? Nice.
I was going to ask, is that just me or is that everybody?
That's his cable there.
Asked why
Kendall's a rat.
he asked why Ben wasn't playing.
No, that was the first guy.
Somebody asked why Ben Roethlisberger was a Steelers fan?
So we sit down.
A Steelers fan asked
Oh, yeah,
that,
we sit down in the wrong seats.
quote unquote.
And the guy behind us, you hear him, he's like, man, I don't know why Mason Rudolph's playing. He's trash. I don't know why they're starting him over
Put back
Big
in
Ben. And then he gave us tickets to a strip club.
Nice.
Yeah, we should have won.
Sounds like Pittsburgh.
But we end up in these other seats, our correct seats. And the guy behind us is yelling very loud, but has no idea what he's talking about, which is hilarious. So, you know, I forget who it was, calls for the fair catch. He's like, oh, here's a safety. There's the safety right there. Yeah.
Yeah, good safety. Good play there.
He was yelling about the refs being part-time.
Yeah, he was from Canada.
It's very eccentric. Yeah, a lot of French going on
Yeah.
behind us.
Yeah, I don't know if they were talking about us. You know,
Probably.
how sexy we were. The back of our heads.
Do you see these boys?
That was my biggest takeaway from it.
So funny. Oh, man.
Did you guys have good seats?
We're very high.
I mean, we were
Yeah.
pretty much like Skybox
Yeah.
without the box.
And you felt safe?
No.
I mean, we were moving around a little bit. There was definitely some motion.
Yeah.
See, we usually sit in the same general area. We you know, you sit up top, it's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were way up. And at the end, because there was still kind of a chance that like the Rams could win.
Yeah, what was it, 17-12?
It was
or something
17-12,
like that?
and they had the ball at the end. So like, that was hilarious.
That was crazy.
So they had the ball, and everyone's standing. Now the Steelers fans are jumping, and this whole thing, you could feel it shaking underneath you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there going, so what do we do if this thing falls? Like, what do we do? You just
We
die?
ride it down.
Like, what do you do?
It's like a giant sled right into the parking lot.
He also asked me what happens if there's a fire.
Well, that was a conversation
same answer.
Paul and I were
Same
having.
answer.
Because there was just so many stairs, and I was like, so if there's a
Yeah.
fire, we just kind of stay here, right?
Just stay on the side of the stadium.
I'm cool with that. Make it
Yeah.
nice and warm for a little
Be
while.
awesome. Yeah.
It's just
Warm
so
up.
cold. It's not really, what, other than people, what in those bleachers is flammable? It's just metal and concrete.
Yeah, so you're good up there.
It would just be
Yeah.
flesh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess those craft cocktails you can get for $14.
I'm sure somebody had like firewood burner.
In the nosebleeds?
What is firewood burner?
Fired word
So-
burner.
Guys, I brought my wood stove just in case it gets cold.
Who's got pellets?
I wanted to continue the tailgate.
Lugging up the bag.
The other thing that was very funny walking into that game is the guy like checking. I don't know if it was the ticket guy or like the security guy doing the metal detector. Somehow it came out that he's a Dolphins fan, and Kyle's like, "What? What are you working here for?"
Hey, man, job's a job.
Felt
Yeah.
bad for him.
It was just so funny.
Souls, are you a shit talker at Steelers games?
Nah.
No? Even to
He-
opposing fans?
He's generally not
That's good.
because he's just such a homer.
I'm quiet.
Yeah.
I just watch.
That's fair.
As we were leaving,
Mass was talking shit the entire time. To me.
Is he a Steelers fan?
He's a Rams.
He's a Rams fan.
that's why he's not showing his face tonight.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is that he's a Rams fan, but he hates the Rams.
That's explain, please.
He's just a bad sports fan.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. He's the guy who's like, well, I like the Rams, but they suck.
So whoever's the flavor of the month, I like pretty much. Yeah.
It was funny as we were leaving, going down the stairs. The one Steelers fan took it upon himself to shake everybody's hand.
Naturally.
Going, yeah,
The mayor of
the-
Pittsburgh.
yeah.
It was funny. He's like, yeah, this is what Pittsburgh's all about, man. This is what it's all about. His wife's like, how about you get down off the seat there?
Yeah, we gotta go home.
Come on, Terry.
It's always Terry. Nice.
But it was a good time.
He faked out the guy in front of me with a high five.
Did he?
Oof.
Because I think he had a Ravens jersey on.
Ooh.
And he went for it. The guy was just like, no, fuck you.
You
I thought he
guys,
said that to him.
Yeah, he thought it was me. No, I stuck my way in there.
Did you guys tailgate or anything? Or no?
Just in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called funneling beers in a hotel room.
Nice.
Tailgating.
That's how you gotta do it.
Drank a whole lot of beer.
There you go.
Lot.
Over 90?
Oh, yeah.
Over 90?
I think over 90.
Few 30 racks?
Yeah, I think we
Nice.
broke 100.
Think about it. We had a 30 on the way down.
Between how many people?
There were 7 of us.
Okay.
But one guy slept the entire first night.
Yeah.
Nice.
The first night, we drank the 30. I know we drank 130. And then there was something else. Didn't we have like a.
We drank
Did we have a 24 pack too?
at least 105 beers. At least. We killed 3 30s and then we drank the 15 of Coors. Plus we dived into the
Oh, and we drank the thing of Bud Light too.
There you go.
The was it a 15?
Yeah.
So we probably drank about a 120.
That was the morning as we were
Yeah,
leaving.
we drank that 15.
And
And we have tradition. We would bring Graves for the ride, and
What do you mean?
it's like
grain alcohol.
Oh, I think it's
Gra-
Graves.
Graves is the brand.
Oh, okay.
And it's awful.
So what,
awfully
like,
good.
Kettle, it's bad.
like Riot Punch or something?
Kind of.
Just kind of out of the plastic pint.
It's rubbing alcohol.
There you go.
We mix it with Arizona something or RX.
It's like a prescription Arizona.
Yeah.
And then you swung by the hospital on the way there, and, you're good.
It's good. It dries you out big time though.
That's what you want. What the hell is that?
Like my quick quarterback play for the Chiefs. Really duckballed it into the ground there. Yeah, overall, the trip was probably the most fun trip,
Yeah.
but the game wasn't good. which was kind of a bummer.
It was
Yeah,
good
I
for
remember
me.
that game.
But really, like the game overall, it wasn't a good game to watch. I know it was nice for
As
you
a
that you got
Steelers
to see
fan-
the Steelers win, and that was cool. But like,
But as a football fan, not aesthetically pleasing.
I mean,
No.
but it's circumstantial because I mean, when you bought the tickets, we thought Roethlisberger was.
oh
gonna
yeah,
play,
of course,
you know.
of course,
Oh, you bought him before the season?
Yeah, I think we
okay.
bought him like in July or something.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And,
You have to and try to get 7 seats to get.
and that's another.
Yeah,
it's
that's
tough to group
Oh,
7 seats
that's the
together.
thing. I mean, it could have been, but I mean, it is what it is.
Which went to the Thursday game.
I think the best game we saw was the Steelers Bengals one.
If we went to the Thursday game, I would have
What year was that?
made someone give me
was,
their
uh,
Was that the
Browns jersey.
Vontez Burfict game, taking out AJ's
No,
head?
no. This was what, maybe 4 years ago?
Yeah. All I remember that was Bell had gotten hurt.
Naturally.
That was
When
when
Bell tore his ACL.
Bell got hurt,
Oh, I remember
and
that
oh no, Palomalo was the year before that.
Hey,
that was the
Polamalu.
Ravens game.
Yeah,
I like Palomalo.
Well, that was his last game, I think.
Who, Palomalo?
I think so.
I think that was his last because he got hurt and then didn't come back and then retired. Saw Mean Joe Green
Nice.
We've seen him twice.
twice.
Like
he
you
looked
met him?
terrible this year.
Like you met
No,
him?
the
No,
first
just-
time I
He's
think
like
they were
saw him?
retiring his number.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
first time.
And then
Which
actually,
is surprising.
What an idiot. Sorry.
the funny part about that is Kyle and Kendall are the two Steelers fans. They left, I think, to go get food or something as they retired Joe Green's number.
No. I stayed and watched it.
What? I thought you
I
guys
left
left.
for the Antonio Brown crazy touchdown catch.
Oh,
I
that's
think
right.
it came out. Jeff and I went to go redeem our prize that you had to redeem before
The
halftime.
thing was, when I bought those tickets, I didn't know they were doing that.
Oh no, it was just one of those. We found that out there.
Yeah, we're just like, well, this is cool.
I don't even know how you would know unless you were.
And then we all were
research it.
very shocked that his number hasn't been retired yet.
The question is, what was the prize you were redeeming?
You know, nothing good.
It was a
Nothing
free
good.
hat. It was a hat.
It was a
Hey,
hat.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
It was supposed to be
Missing
a
out on
hat,
Mean Joe
and then they
Green.
said no.
yeah, pretty much. Which, I mean, why? Just give us the free $2 hat. Like, come on.
For toppers.
Yeah,
But
Probably.
yeah, the Steelers Bengals game for me, I think, was the best because it was back and forth, and then it was a good ending
Nah.
football
Back when
wise.
Andy Dalton wasn't that terrible, and AJ Green was good.
That was his last good game.
we
4 years
but
ago.
we saw two crazy
Red Rocket.
touchdowns. We saw two big time like crazy touchdown catches that game.
AJ Green.
AJ Green had
Definitely.
the game winner, but Antonio Brown made one of the nicest catches I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But it was a great game. We saw a guy dressed as a tiger who was recently beat up.
Nice. He was beat up in the tiger suit.
I think so because he was already lumped up and he was talking a lot of shit.
Was he? Oh, so he was obviously a Bengals fan. Obviously,
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was hot.
Yeah.
Wasn't supposed to be, but it was hot out.
September game.
Oh, I think it was November.
That
It was
damn heat
supposed to be
wave.
cold, and we all dressed for cold except for Paul, and then it was like 65 and sunny.
It was beautiful.
It was
We
it was
keeping you
rough.
up over there, Kendall?
You worked really hard today.
Yeah. A day off.
Yeah.
Ever since you got that promotion,
Jeez,
Been
went right
an
to his head, huh?
been a real douche.
Yep.
Hey, I didn't say that.
What are you gonna do? Fire me?
yeah.
I've been wanting you to do that for a while.
Nope, you're stuck.
That's fair.
Break time?
Yeah.
We shall take a break. Let me get a
We
prepped
shall
here.
take a break.
All right. Well, we'll be back.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
I'm in the middle of something.
I know.
We'll take it from here.
So we're here. Kyle, take it away.
Souls.
The
Soul Man.
Taking it away, huh?
Souls.
NBA, MLB, whatever you want.
NBA's right now.
All
You ever
right.
talk some Kyle Busch winning that championship?
Yeah, I saw that.
So,
That's where I wanted my toast to be.
Kyle Busch.
we
No, just Busch
are a
beer.
few weeks into the NBA season, and there's been a lot of surprises, good and bad. And Carmelo's back.
Hey, when does he debut?
Against the Pelicans, I think it's on Wednesday.
Nice.
He's gonna drop 60.
Yeah, Pelicans suck.
Pounds.
Were you mad when they got rid of him, Kendall, because you're a big Rockets fan?
When he left the Knicks, is what you meant to say.
Huge Rockets guy over here.
He gets
I
it.
do like the Rockets.
Big hardened.
As you see, I have the beard.
Here's
Yes,
the thing.
everyone can
you
see
know,
on the radio.
You want to know where it really stems from? At Drop the Mic.
What?
Kendall not only likes Houston sports, but he's a big advocate of Houston music.
Okay.
And on his holiday that only he cares about, not even people in Houston care about,
Which is what?
Not true.
June 29th.
7th.
Sorry, June 27th. It's the day where everyone ODs on Jolly Ranchers and NyQuil.
That sounds awesome.
Yep. But Kendall did a whole article about the best Houston athletes. So he's never given that kind of love or attention to any of his teams. So
Okay.
that's why we really think he's just, I mean, the only one I'll give it to is I think he's a Steelers fan over a Texans fan. But the Texans are like a close second.
Yeah.
And the
That's
only reason
fair.
he likes the Steelers is because he wanted to be 60 pounds heavier and black when he was a kid. He wanted to be Jerome Bettis.
All right. I love the AFC a lot. I just want it to be known. I like the AFC a
Yeah,
lot.
you're a Patriots fan.
Except the Patriots.
Ugh.
And the rest of the AFC North.
You
I
the
like
Patriots.
the AFC a lot. I liked Seattle when they were part of the AFC. That was cool.
So wait,
In
hold on, real quick.
2000.
So you're a Broncos fan before we get into the NBA stuff?
Correct.
Who's your least favorite team in the NFL?
Patriots.
So you and Kendall are like just birds of a feather.
Yeah, growing up as a Peyton Manning fan in the Tom Brady era, New England was not
But wait,
fun.
so were you a Colts fan?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm one of those fans. I admitted I was a Colts fan because
So I guess that's a
of
little
Peyton
bit
Manning.
more acceptable.
Yeah. And I was torn when he went to the Broncos.
Kendall
whether or
hates
not.
the Patriots more than he hates the Ravens.
I hate the Patriots more than any.
Yeah, but see,
Rival.
he's
I
always
hate
been a
them
Steelers fan,
equal.
and the Ravens are a bigger problem.
That's fair.
I hate them equal.
You don't.
Yeah, but the Pats and Steelers had sort of a rivalry in the playoffs. It was always Ravens
My
Steelers in
point
the regular
exactly,
season.
If the Ravens and
the
the
gatekeeper to the
if-
Super Bowl has been New England.
Has
If,
been
but if the
Tom Brady.
Ravens and if it came down like this year, if it comes, which is very well could, if it comes down to the Ravens and the Patriots in the AFC Championship game, he'll root for the Ravens.
Yeah.
But I won't though, because you know why? Because it's over. The Patriots already own every record. They've been 9 times. It's over. I cared more when there was the Steelers record was sustained,
Well,
but
it still is sustained because they're not the most winningest Super Bowl franchise in history.
They're tied.
tied. But
So one more win.
So you don't want them to break that record, though,
but
at
it's
least.
the same from them being tied as them holding the record. It's how it is.
He
Why,
would cheer.
'cause it's
He
just
would
been
cheer
a short
for.
amount of
He would
time?
cheer for the Ravens. I know. he
I
would.
think you would.
I would not. It's
Kyle, would
already,
you cheer for the Ravens? You think?
but it's already happened. I already saw a Ravens Patriots,
And you cheered
AFC
for the
championship.
Ravens.
I didn't. And
And then he cheered for the Ravens in the Super Bowl against the 49ers.
I didn't because I absolutely did. I was at Kyle's house. I was pissed.
You wanted the.
I was very mad about that.
He
Super
yelled
Bowl.
at his girlfriend at the time.
Why did you want the Ravens over the 49ers?
No, I didn't. I want the 49ers.
Oh, I thought that's what he said. Sorry.
It is what I said, but it's.
I
true.
wanted
It's
both
just
teams to
personal.
tie.
I was rooting for the 49ers hard.
I hate the 49ers. Well, I hated.
Why do you hate the 49ers?
I hated the 49ers.
Why?
He hated Alex Smith.
I wasn't a big Alex Smith fan either.
I hated their quarterback. Not him.
Kaepernick? See, I liked him at the time because I thought he was good and he was electric and fun.
Fast forward a year later,
Not wearing-
suck dick.
Not wearing Kunta Kinte shirts in the workouts. Shut
Yeah.
up, Peter.
But anyways,
We digress.
back to basketball.
Back to basketball.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
We have a few weeks in. There's a lot of disappointments, a lot of surprises.
Who was your biggest disappointment?
Right now, it's Portland.
Without a doubt.
What's their record?
They're like 1-7 at home.
I mean, when you go with Lillard and McCollum, is Nurkic still out?
Yeah, but they
Still?
have Hassan Whiteside. They have.
Oh,
doesn't
you
matter,
got Hassan
but,
Whiteside. He's.
but without Nurkic, they went to the Western Conference Finals last year,
I know.
and then they can't win a home game.
Zach Collins out.
That
Well,
counts.
that's
Wow.
whatever. They're just not playing well.
Is Melo going to start?
No,
No.
they
Who's
need
going to
bench.
start? Who starts in the 3?
Uh,
So like Al-Farouq Amino, like those kind of guys.
he's in the Magic now.
Ugh.
I think it's Kent Bazemore.
Rebecca, do you have tape?
Oh yeah.
But
The old Kent Bazemore trotting him out there.
either way, it's kind of like the same team because,
Then
you
was
know,
there tape over there?
you got rid of Evan Turner, but you kept Rodney Hood and you got brought in Kent Bazemore.
Stickers.
They're kind of the same player, A and B.
Yeah. I mean, you're not improving, but you're not,
Yeah.
getting worse.
Kent Bazemore probably a little better defensively than Evan Turner.
It went how I thought it would.
Kendall just threw something at Paul, and that was that noise.
Threw a bunch of stickers.
But
at
anyway,
him.
so back to Kent
Snitches
Bazemore,
get
the riveting
stitches.
Kent Bazemore talk that everyone wants to hear.
He's a solid player. Like,
Yeah,
he's a good piece to have on a winning team.
So what do you think they're expecting out of Melo? Just like 10 points off the bench or something? Made a couple threes, a little spark?
I think that's what they expect at first.
I mean, they can't expect him to be like down the stretch, a guy who gets you 35 minutes a game, I don't think.
I think they would.
You think? I don't know. Terry Stotts is weird like that,
And he'll get all he can get out of him.
I guess. We gotta see when Nurkic comes
What the
back.
Blazers should do is make a trade with the Spurs.
For who? DeRozan?
No, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Back to Portland?
Either him or Kevin Love, because they need another scorer.
Kevin Love just dead out of Cleveland, dude. I forget. Every time I see him there, that he's there, I'm like, I forgot he was there.
He's playing well enough to,
Yeah,
for a
he's driven
trade.
enough to do that too.
But like, there's some like, there's player surprises going on in the NBA right now.
Is your biggest surprise the Celtics being 10-1 or 10-2?
No, because they have the team to do it, and they have the best coach in the NBA.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Pop is kind of losing his edge
Not
right
as-
now.
Yeah,
He's just old, and his style of basketball doesn't fit in today's game.
that's fair.
And
Becky Hill.
the Celtics, they replaced Kyrie Irving with Kemba Walker,
I know.
just a slightly less player.
He's more of a team guy, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have Celtics friends that are Celtics fans, and I asked them, "Would you rather?" And they say because it's prisoner of the moment, they want Kemba. But I think I don't know. But also a couple years ago they did well without Kyrie Irving. They went all the way to Eastern Conference Finals. So and they just is your team going to be great if you have to rely on Jason Tatum to be your number one guy? I don't think you get over that hump of the Bucks or the Sixers. I really don't.
Well, even in that case, like, I think if in a couple of years he can be that guy.
No, I think so. But they have high expectations now, which I think they should temper those expectations because your best player is Jason Tatum, which he's a great player, but I don't think he leads you to anything.
I think the best player is Kemba.
You think all around?
Kemba's the big reason why they're winning. If Charlotte decided, hey, let's bring somebody fucking to Charlotte.
Yeah.
They could have done the same thing there, but they didn't. So then Kemba left.
Charlotte's terrible. You see what he said about? He's like, I've played in Charlotte for 9 years, and the other night was the first game he had a game with Mark Jackson on ESPN because Charlotte was never on ESPN. It was like 9 years he never had an ESPN game. That's how bad Michael Jordan is running that franchise.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You would never see Charlotte on a Tuesday night for ESPN. Getting Kevin Harlan and those guys.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Interesting.
But Charlotte hasn't been that bad this year.
They have a decent roster, but when you have Marvin Williams and Nicholas Batum, I mean,
Well, Batum used to be good.
he used to be when he was important. That Portland starting five, I loved that Portland starting five when it was when Lopez was there and Aldridge, McCollum, Rasheed Wallace, the Jailblazers, Scottie Pippen,
Brandon Roy, baby.
Zach Randolph. I loved Brandon Roy.
Me too.
Greg Oden.
Get over it, Kyle. Just get
Why,
over the
you
Brandon
big-
Roy thing.
Why, you a big Brandon Roy fan?
No, but it's just like
I liked Brandon Roy.
It's just like 2019. Like, oh, what could have been? Like, yeah, what could have been with a lot of guys. A lot of guys. What could have been with Monte Ellis?
I loved Monte Ellis.
What
He was
could
good
have
for a
been
while.
with?
He was good on the Bucks and the Warriors, and every other
Jason
team he
Wall.
played for.
He was okay for the Mavericks.
Oh yeah, that's
Jason
right.
Walls.
Was he on that 2011 team, Monte Ellis? I think he was.
No.
Wasn't on a championship team? Was that Jason Kidd and Tyson Chandler trotting
So
out
anyway,
there?
like other surprises, Luka Doncic. Not really surprised, but triple double.
Great.
He's
He's a
averaging
monster.
MVP candidate right now.
Surprised Porzingis hasn't gotten hurt yet.
Yeah.
Holding strong. He's holding strong.
So my fantasy squad.
I was curious about your guys' opinion of the Heat.
They're looking
Surprising.
good.
Surprising.
Kendrick Nunn's looking nice.
You know who that is, Kendall?
I know the name. He's a small forward.
He's
Wrong.
a point guard.
what I
Undrafted.
said,
24
idiot.
years old, undrafted. He's a stud.
Kyle just calls you right out.
Yeah, well,
I had to.
But like, the Heat are also well coached, so it's
Yeah.
also not
Bolster's
surprising.
good.
yeah, Kyle, do you know the area code of Miami?
305.
412.
That's what I
305.
thought.
Kyle, how many Pitbull songs do you listen to, and you don't know that?
Dun, 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 dun.
Kyle, what's the area code of San Diego?
896.
619, Rey Mysterio.
Ooh.
Come on.
5 more push-ups, souls.
Booyaka.
Booyaka.
They said he might retire soon, which is sad.
Whoa. He
That was
Kyle,
the saddest.
Kyle, what's my area code?
1-800.
1-800.
Contacts.
You got it right. I live in toll-free Idaho.
Another
The
disappointment.
Bennigans.
Another disappointing team is a man at this table. The Pelicans.
You a big Pels guy? Well, yeah, we gotta see when Zion comes back, though. They're looking decent.
I thought they have the roster to be good still.
I mean, who starts? Lonzo, Ingram,
Well, they're both hurt.
Drew Holiday. Still got Drew Holiday?
I like that guy.
Still trotting around the league.
I
That guy
like
kind of
that.
stole him from
He's
me
your
in our
best
fantasy.
Who's your
draft.
big guys?
Derek Favors.
Oh, my God.
He's been good for them. It's just everybody
Describe
else.
good in Derek Favors' world.
He had
That's
a
the thing.
2020 game the other day.
Oh, man.
You know, they got rid of their best big guy a few years back.
Anthony Davis.
Nope.
Jan Mahimi.
Omar Asik.
I liked Omar Asik.
Thank you.
He was good. He was good on the Rockets, too.
Is there anybody that you don't like in the NBA?
Hey, we brought John Gruden in tonight.
Zach Randolph. I don't like Zach Randolph.
What?
Never. I'm a Blake Griffin fan, so I never liked Zach Randolph.
You're gonna like Omar Asik, but you don't like Zebo?
I don't like Zebo.
Omar's the truth.
Thank you.
I knew that would get Kendall.
The truth of what?
Mediocrity.
Not even mediocrity.
He's the oat.
He is the
I'll drink to that.
Here's
That is
the thing.
everything I
That guy
wanted.
got paid a lot of money to not do a lot. It's the American dream, for real.
But he's not American.
Well,
Well, he's living it. He came here and was terrible for a little bit.
Yeah, there's a reason the Bulls got rid of him.
JJ Redick's going to lose his playoff streak because he's an idiot. Went to the Pelicans.
They have such a Duke roster. They got Jahlil Okafor. Man, they got everybody on that Pelicans team from Duke. Coach Tays really pumping them out.
Yeah, everybody that's out of their prime or didn't have one.
Yep. The rise and fall of Okafor. He's supposed to be real good.
I think Toronto's a nice surprise at 8-4.
Yeah. Who's their best player? Lowry?
No,
Pascal
Siakam.
Siakam.
Oh, that's
And
right.
Fred Van Vliet is playing really
Fred-
well.
yeah.
Kyle Lowry's out for a while. So
Is
But,
he really?
but I don't think it matters.
no, I
don't
think
it
Fred Van
changes.
Vliet is better for that team.
Is he the starting one now? Van Fleet or
He was
No,
the
he
starting
will-
one.
kind of
go back
one
to the
two?
two.
Yeah.
No, he's the starting one for when Lowry's out.
Yeah, but like when Lowry comes back.
They also have Gasol too.
No,
Gasol's not
they've
bad.
been running Lowry at the 2.
Have they?
Really? He's getting too chubby. That's why.
Well, just Lowry's
Story of my life.
Lowry's a better catch and shoot guy than Van Vliet is. Van Vliet
Well, he's
is
better
a better
ball
playmaker.
handler. Yeah.
Lowry's like a weird, like kind of like a little bit above average at everything, which is kind of what makes him like an above average player. Doesn't make any sense, but like, I don't know.
John Morant's been looking nice.
It's like he's a B at everything, so he's kind of like a B plus.
Yeah.
The Lakers are surprising me. I didn't think they'd be this good.
I was actually just reading. I was going to ask
Detroit's
you guys.
disappointing me.
They're always
Oh.
disappointing.
Not this disappointing though.
Why are you a Pistons fan? Aren't you a Bulls fan?
I'm not a Pistons fan.
You're just
I
surprised
just
it's
thought they'd
disappointing
be
you?
doing much better.
Well, Blake just came back though, so
Even
We'll
without
see.
Blake, though, there's a lot of talent on that team.
Andre Drummond, CT's finest.
No, I played youth basketball with him.
He's a rebound monster. That's all he can do.
He couldn't dunk till he was in like the 12th grade.
That's fair.
Yeah, now we can.
Had a cup of coffee with UConn. That was about it.
He sucked at UConn.
Nobody remembers him at UConn. He was before
That
Kemba.
whole UConn team.
He was,
is
I know he's
terrible.
after Kemba, but before like Napier. Like so, no one remembers Andre Drummond there.
You know, I'm glad that we started talking about this. It reminds me of something I gotta look up. Go ahead, Kendall. Talk about the Lakers.
I was curious because I was
Yeah,
reading
sure you
this
were, you
this
dumb fuck.
that everyone is not surprised but impressed that this is what they wanted Dwight Howard to finally be, kind of in this role.
He has had a resurgence.
He's accepting the role.
He
Him and Melo had the same
Yeah, I would
issue.
say maybe Melo have to do things.
Him and Melo have the same issue. They viewed themselves as top tier stars when the rest of the league didn't. And I'm sorry, but the guy that signs your paycheck, his opinion is worth a little bit more than yours.
That's fair. I would agree.
But like even the like Avery Bradley's playing pretty well.
Brooklyn's a disappointment.
Yeah. Kyrie just can't play by himself.
I mean, who's their next best player? Jared Allen or
Spencer Dinwiddie.
They're a
no,
good- they're a
what's that other
well-rounded
guy's
team.
name?
Karis LeVert.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. I mean, is KD supposed to come back at all? I thought maybe the
Not
end of
this
the
year.
year.
No, he's out for the year.
Yeah.
They teased that for a little bit, and then it got
No, he's
shut
done
down.
for the year.
Yeah.
But then, you got the Warriors.
I was just about to say that the Warriors, even though is everybody still out?
Nobody's coming back.
Is Green back though, or is he still
Green's
kind of just
playing.
like half-ass sitting it out?
I feel
Well-
so
So
bad for D'Angelo Russell.
He's hurt too.
But he'll be back. Though.
he came back.
I mean, he can shine. He'll get a.
No,
you
he
know-
came back.
But it doesn't matter.
No,
it
he
doesn't
got
matter
hurt,
if he
though.
can shine. He went from being the star player on a very well-rounded team that had nothing but upswing potential, and if that team was just the same way it was this year, would have climbed higher in the Eastern Conference seedings. And then he went to a team at a time when there was arguably the best player in the NBA. You were going to get arguably one of the best shooters in the NBA back halfway through the season. You know, they got the young guys, and now no Clay for the year, no Steph for the year, and now he's going to rot. He's going to rot for the year. Thank God it's only a year. But, you know, there's no shot D'Angelo Russell can take this team to the playoffs.
No, because they're 2-11 right now.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
No, I know.
I mean, they'll get a good draft pick and then come back with those 4 guys next year and have that draft pick, and then they'll be
D'Angelo
good
Russell
again.
won't be there next year.
You know, what is he on a 1-year deal?
No, but I
No.
think he'll be traded after
Yeah.
the trade deadline.
Yeah, he might as
They
well
can
get
use
something
D'Angelo
for him.
Russell to have 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, we'll see.
I have a question for the table. Because we live in an era of overreacting, to anything sports. How much do you guys read into Clippers being 8-5?
Hey, I'm a Clippers
They've
fan.
rest Kawhi Leonard like 4 times already. I don't read anything to that.
Well, I mean, but you guys are reasonable people. But I guess if you were to get in the minds of someone who isn't reasonable, what would be?
You're saying that they should be better than 8-5?
Right, to the casual fan who only
Sees it on paper.
Right, exactly.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
think about this. No Paul George for the first 10
6 games. Yeah,
10
10 games, yeah.
Okay. During that 10 game span, you sat Kawhi Leonard probably half of them. So therefore, you're starting Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley and Montrezl Harrell, which is fine. They're still great players. Lou Williams is best off the bench. Time and time again, he's proven it. Won 6 man of the year multiple times.
They should just rename that award the Lou Williams Award. He's won it so many times.
So
Plus, the Clippers, now that they have Paul George back, you have 3 of the top 5 perimeter defenders in the NBA.
Yeah.
And you added somebody that can score.
Beverly, Kawhi, and Paul.
Yeah.
I would say so. But are you saying that they're wrong, Kyle, for sitting Kawhi Leonard?
No.
yeah, because it's only been
But
13
what
games.
do you care though? Wouldn't you rather see him play all 7 games in the finals as opposed to playing a meaningless game in October, November?
No.
You won't remember that. You
I
won't remember
agree
that come
with the Michael
June.
Jordan approach.
You're paid to play 82 games.
Yes.
Okay, what about the playoffs?
Okay, well,
Those are more than
let
82
me tell you
games.
something. If an NFL player doesn't
That's
play,
a
they don't get a game
bonus.
check.
You make more money for going to the NFL.
I know that, but what
playoffs.
happens if he's hurt?
He won't be.
What if I wake up and my leg hurts and I don't go to work for 2 days?
You look at someone like Manu Ginobili and those guys, they played late because Pop sat them.
Not the way players are being sat today.
Okay.
Like, he sat them like game 72.
He sat him in games he didn't need them for.
But they don't need them now. It's early in the season. They assume that they're going to make the playoffs, which they will.
Yeah, and then Kawhi Leonard tears an ACL 2 weeks from now, and they don't.
Okay, exactly. So,
But I mean, sitting players is absolutely asinine.
I'm just saying, if you're a TV provider at ESPN, would you rather have Kawhi play in the finals or in Game 11?
Game 11, because it's a nationally
But what happens
televised
if
game.
he gets hurt? Because I'm not saying that they're correlated. I'm not saying you're totally wrong. I'm just saying no one's going to remember this game come May and June. They're not going to be like, oh, Kawhi sat out Game 13 in November.
ESPN won't. ESPN and TNT and all of them all think about the same thing. It's the monetary value. We paid this league to see the star players on national televised games.
And people got upset when the Spurs sat those guys.
I know
Yeah.
that, but they also allowed Manu and them to have long careers. Tim Duncan played till he was almost 40.
And
because
that
of
is why now they fine the team if they sit during a national television.
But Pop will take that if he gets a championship
Well,
out
Pop
of Tim
will take
Duncan
it.
when he's 30
Nobody
years
else
old.
will.
Okay, but Doc Rivers might now.
So
You're telling me if you tell Doc Rivers he could have a championship if it means that he'll take the fines now, he'll take that deal. He gets a healthy Kawhi and a healthy Paul George because he sat them a few games every so often.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. I just think
I'm kind of just playing devil's advocate here, just to kind of for the nature of the debate.
You get paid to play 82 games. It's not about a fan aspect. It's a job aspect. You get paid to play 82 games.
What about sick days? We get sick days,
They have off days. They're scheduled off days.
but that they're working.
if you
though.
have the flu,
They're not. They have scheduled off days.
If you have the flu and it's on the medical chart, then fine.
Okay, but we have Saturday and Sunday. We still get sick days. We have scheduled off days. We still get sick days.
They have an off season. I
Okay.
don't get 4 months off randomly in the middle. The busiest time of the year for me is October, November, December. I don't get January, February, and March off to take a break. I don't get January, February, and March off to go on vacation to Barbados for 3 months.
Liar.
I don't. It's their job. They get paid for 82 games. And then if they make the playoffs, they get bonus money for making the playoffs. It's just like if you work 40 hours a week, you get paid for it. When you work overtime, you get paid extra for it. If I just, no boss is going to, with the exception of in professional sport, and it's not even professional sports, it's the NBA. It's just the NBA. With the exception of the NBA, no boss is just going to say, hey, you know what? Why don't you just stay home today? We're going to pay you. But just, you know what? You need a little R&R. Take it off. Doesn't happen. It's not a thing. In any job, top to bottom. CEO, general manager, all the way down to the pencil pusher.
I guess I would just say in sports, you have to rely on their healthy bodies. I guess.
But the NBA is the only one that does it.
And baseball does it too.
But baseball has stretches of playing 20 straight games.
I know, but
the NBA, they don't even play back-to-backs anymore.
Yeah, but they get paid for 162 games. To your point, though.
But they don't play the back-to-backs anymore. The MLB is, and you also have way more depth in the MLB than you do. And in the MLB, a lot of times we see people who have the day off come in and pinch hit. There's still a usable thing. If you put when a guy in the MLB, when you say, I'm not going to start Didi Gregorius today, he can still play at any point in time. You can't say, I'm going to put him on the bench, but I'm not going to use him, but I'm going to have him there to play. They don't do that.
Is it just because they say load management? So if you just said Kawhi was hurt with a knee problem, that'd be fine? I'm not saying that sarcastically. I'm genuinely asking.
If he had a knee injury, if they
that's
lied about it like they did.
If they start getting shit for it, though, they're just going to chalk it up to the knee. They did that the other day. He said because of a knee, and everyone's trying to it's because of load management. But that's what they have to do.
Well, if you're going to lie about it, then you're going to get fined.
I know that. But Kawhi legitimately does have sort of a knee problem that's always bothering him. I'm just saying. Like I said, I'm not saying you're wrong. I guess I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate. But I'm saying both the other side of it. That's all.
There's two different ways to look at load management. But if you're taking the day off. If the day is being given to you off because you're having soreness and tightness in your knee, that's injury related. If it's just, hey, you played 4 games in 10 days, we figure you should probably take a break. That's asinine. Players should play
and in baseball,
every game.
If you're a catcher and you catch for 6 straight games and you're going into a Sunday or Saturday, not having a day off, you can honestly hurt your knees way more than an NBA player can. So I understand them resting for that,
right? And that's the other side of it too. You look at it look at baseball versus basketball. In baseball, you don't have the luxury of just being well, we're going to put him on a pitch, we're going to put him on an inning restriction, we're just going to let him catch 3 innings. That's not how it works. But why does it have to be a load management? Why does he have to have the day off? Just don't play him 38 minutes.
So I have a question.
Play him 20 minutes. Play him 15 minutes.
If these teams get fined for sitting their superstars during a nationally televised game
for non-injury, for non-health issues.
No, I understand. So what happens if you have them play 3 minutes?
Well, that's what people are saying. They're just trot him out there, get his established minute, and say he played.
That's right. So I don't understand. Then you can avoid the fine and still do. I mean, I guess if he's playing a minute, he can still get hurt. But I don't understand.
Well, I think that's the problem is people have problems with the word load management, and they're like, well, he should play if it's just load management. But then now they just chalk it up to a knee injury.
Well, people, that's how they kind of handle it, though. Because if you're the Clippers, right, and then you're playing Tuesday against the Suns, and then on Friday you have a national televised game against the Lakers, you're going to sit him Tuesday.
That to me, if you're playing Tuesday and then Friday, no one should be sitting.
That's what I'm saying.
No one should be sitting.
They don't play back-to-backs anymore either, which is so dumb.
But not even I mean, this is my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't view basketball as a very physical.
I mean,
game.
it is wear and tear on the lower body.
Yes,
the jumping and the stopping and the ankles and stuff.
It's not hockey. It's not. I mean, football. I know it's 1 game a week, but it's just. It's not, I don't see it as a super physically taxing game.
The injuries in basketball don't have to do with the physicality. It has to do with your tendons and your ligaments.
Yeah.
It has to do with the herky-jerky movements. It's the constant stopping and sprinting in other directions and then coming to complete stop. It's just a lot. I mean, you look at somebody like Joel Embiid. What's he weigh, 240? You're looking at 240 pounds stopping on a dime. His knee tendons are not that much stronger than the average man's knee tendon. You don't work your tendons out. You work your muscles out.
Well, that's what Vince Carter
flexibility is where it comes into, But look at Vince Carter's a perfect example. Vince Carter didn't take load management days.
He said that the
Dikembe Mutombo wasn't taking load management days. I mean, the Spurs had a chance to do it because they had 3 stars that continuously put up numbers and the best coach in basketball for 2 decades. So that's why like they were kind of able to do it from a standpoint of it not affecting them, because even if Duncan sat out for a game, they still had the better chance of winning the game. So it didn't make the difference to them. But
That's why Pop didn't tear.
But all these other teams, but you look at all these other teams. I mean, Vince didn't take load management days. I mean, Dikembe Mutombo wasn't taking them. Jordan wasn't taking them. Pippen, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing. I mean, all these guys up until it wasn't even until 3 years ago that this became like a big fucking deal.
Is this another thing now too, just because of how much money these players are making?
Well, it's also the TV contracts too. They took a big TV contracts, put a lot of money into the NBA, and that's where the problem I think arose.
But like, what's the difference? Like, so Kawhi's got a regularly looming knee injury that is going to consistently bug him probably for the rest of his career, the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He's going to always have tightness in it, whatever. It's always going to be a discomfort thing.
And I think that's what he's trying to protect.
But why he's not going to take a load management day in the playoffs?
Exactly, which is why he's taking them now.
But why?
Because a meaningless game against the Pistons
It's
in
not
November.
meaningless, though. There is no meaningless games. There's no meaningless games. I hate that the people say, "Oh, the game in September for football doesn't mean anything."
Football's different.
But
Football's way different.
But basketball's the same thing.
really,
you see it come down to a half a game in the playoff races all the time.
It's baseball too. You talk, the games in April don't matter, but
the Clippers
in September
when you need that
half a game.
It might not matter to the Clippers about making the playoffs if he takes off 20 games during the season or not, but it's going to matter when they finish a game behind the Lakers in the second seed, and then they got to go play the Lakers home court advantage. That's a bad example because it's all the same. But you know what I mean, though. But it's like every game is important. Everything matters. It all makes a big deal. I mean, and especially if the NBA ever decides to adopt a division program where divisions actually mean something, or adopt some sort of actual meaning playoff format. Everything's going to matter. The load management thing, it doesn't... If he's out with I get it. People don't want... Organizations don't want to list somebody on an injury report. If it's something minor, then play through it. You don't need to play somebody for 40 minutes.
That's right. You can load manage...
You're not going to play him for 3, but put... Okay, so Kawhi's got a little soreness in his knee. Okay, so here's the question for you. If it comes down to, if the Clippers are playing the Lakers and they give Kawhi a rest day, or they play any team, they give him a rest day, and all of a sudden 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and you're losing by 3 points, wouldn't it have been nice if if you had the option of just throwing Kawhi in there for those 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Even if you only played 5 minutes the rest of the game, it's going to make a much bigger impact than Pat Beverly or Lou Williams is going to make in those 3 minutes.
And we were talking about it the other day. Pay him per game.
Yeah.
Pay him per game.
If you want to do the load management, pay him per game. Show them. The NBA players will show you real quick how much money means to them. If sitting out a game means they don't get paid.
That knee feels pretty loose.
It's kind of like James Harden has come out and said, "I'm not sitting," and James Harden probably puts on the most minutes in the league.
And nor should you, because here's the other thing. James Harden, and he said it in an interview. James Harden said the exact right thing. I couldn't agree with him anymore. James Harden can average 35 points a game. Do the Rockets win games 35-32? Is that what the final score of the game is? No, the final score of the game is what? 110-93?
Yeah.
Well, for the
There's
Rockets, it's 142 to.
But whatever, you know what I mean, though. Like even if you're a superstar and you average 60 points a game for an entire season, is your team only scoring 60 points?
No, that's a good point.
So I understand that Kawhi is more important to the Clippers than Pat Beverly. But Pat Beverly's not going to get a load management day. Lou Williams isn't going to get a load management day. And they play grueling minutes. You go look at Pat Beverly. Pat Beverly is doing more physically exhausting work when he's on the court than almost any NBA superstar.
But if Pat Beverly sat out for a game, though, and they just chalked it up to a fate, would you care, though, because he's not a superstar?
100%.
You would care if Patrick Beverly sat out a Clippers game.
Yeah.
Why would you care, though?
He's your starting point guard.
But why would you personally care that Patrick Beverly on the West Coast sat out a game?
Well,
because I care about the product more than I care about my team.
But are you actually upset if Patrick Beverly doesn't play in a game? How many Clippers games are you watching?
Oh, Trust me. I got the package.
So if Patrick Beverly doesn't play, you're like, what the hell?
Kyle and I probably watch
Well,
close
dude,
to
first of all,
200 NBA games a
FanDuel
season.
is a big thing.
Okay.
And when they fuck me over and sit the guy
So that's what
2
it's
minutes
about
before the
gambling
game,
now.
it pisses me off.
All right, that's fair. So we get to the crux of the problem. Gambling.
Okay?
Okay, fine, but then switch it to the Sixers. They're not going to, they're not going to give fucking what's his name there, Kyle? What's that? What's that new?
Ben
The,
Simmons?
Okay. So
no, what's the other guy
Embiid?
there? No. The
Tobias
Furkan,
Harris?
not a star. Yeah, Furkan. They're not going to give Furkan a load management day. If
That's just they just don't call it a load management day, nor do we care, nor
But
does
it ha-
it make headlines
no,
like
it
Kawhi
has,
does.
it does. It has to be a load management day. What they do is they do the DNP thing, but they don't do that for the role player guys. They do it for the low end guys. They do it for the guys like the Kristen Felicios that play when they are playing maybe 10 minutes in the game, and he's got like a nagging knee, and he's like, I don't really want to go on the injury report, but I'm not really feeling it. So they put him as a DNP for the game, but they're not going to DNP Wendell Carter Jr. They're going to make him play. Or they're going to put him on the injury report and cause him to miss several games.
some players can handle the management. Joel Embiid cannot. That's
No, Jordan, you can't.
the Sixers are in fault for that as well because they do not they rest him a lot because of his past knee injuries and everything. But Ben Simmons doesn't sit out unless he's actually injured, and when he plays 40 minutes. Maybe not 40, but he plays like 35, right?
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
They're never going to sit Ben Simmons
The
unless
reason
he's actually
the
hurt.
load management thing is such a topic because it's not about the would you care if Pat Beverly was doing it. It's only the guys that matter that do it. It's the LeBron James.
Is it that-
it's the Kawhi Leonards.
But is that they do it, or you guys notice? It makes SportsCenter news. That's the thing. There could be DNPs. There could be load managements every night in the Magic, Hawks game that we just don't know about because we don't care.
Oh, I care. John Collins, baby.
He's hurt, isn't he?
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm
you
just
get
saying
paid to play 82 games.
So do you foresee at any point in the future when these superstars sign these max and super max and the forthcoming super ultra max that they'll just have these,
Don't forget the Mega Super Ultra Max.
but they'll have these days worked into their deals where they say, we play 82 I want 10 load management games.
because if you're a superstar like Kawhi and a team really wants you, they're gonna do whatever they can to get you.
But that's right. So if it's worked into the then how can you
Unless
complain?
it was a universal rule, the paying per game is not going to happen because these players won't want it. Because they're not going to be that incentivized because they'll just be like, fine, I'll just go somewhere else. That, like I said, unless the NBA makes it a rule.
Yeah.
But if it's a team rule or something, then no one's going to go there because they're not going to get people that way because they want the salary, they want guaranteed money.
Absolutely.
I agree with Mark 100%. Pay him by the game. Pay him by the game.
But
The
they're not
NBA is
going
the
to do
only-
that though.
You'd find out who actually cares about playing basketball and who only cares about money. Real quick.
So I wonder if we could switch gears for a second. Great
Like
conversation.
to talk NFL.
We haven't talked enough.
enough. So we talked about Carmelo briefly. I found a list here. It's 3 days old, so you guys can correct me if anybody's been signed since. We're 13 games in for the most part, right? Across the board. I have a list of players here who aren't signed. If you think this person's going to be signed and where. So first guy we have here is Jamal Crawford.
So here's the deal. I think we can give a good discussion as to maybe why he's not signed or why he should be signed. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I think the answer will be pretty much unanimous. Everybody you're about to list, there's no point in predicting where they're going to go because it's whoever gets injured first.
Okay.
Whoever season ends first. Like, so for Jamal Crawford, it's whatever like role playing type, like important 2 guard or maybe 3 goes down for the year, and they need to slot someone in that they know can at least contribute.
Well, then you want to switch gears? I'll go through the list of names, and you can put like players more likely to be signed than others. Is that a better conversation?
No, we can say like what the likelihood of them being signed is. I'm just saying, like, in terms of who's going to sign them, it's going to be where's the injury going to be that's going to cause it.
Okay.
For the most part. I mean, Jamal Crawford might work a contract in. That could be very
He's
possible.
also like 40 though.
And he's still better than a lot of starting guys.
Kendall, is my name on that list?
You're number 57, which is pretty good. That's a catch-up. Hines.
He'll sign with the
57
Pelicans as Alonzo Ball boy.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Ball bag boy, I said.
Yeah, I'm in.
Right,
I
we
get to
got-
wear his shoes.
We got my
You get
boy.
to clean the cum out of him.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
I'm in.
J.R.
get to keep
Spliff.
J.R. Spliff.
You have to split
If
it.
Cleveland finally let him go, he's a free man now.
J.R. Smith will not sign.
If Melo can sign, that's gonna be my answer to everything. If Melo can sign, J.R. Smith can sign. I think.
I don't think J.R.
Big
Smith
three.
can sign.
But Melo's not an idiot. He's not.
He's not an idiot.
He's
just
He's very
just-
smart
but look,
basketball wise.
Melo falls into the Dwight Howard category. Dwight Howard decided to give it a second go. I think the best thing that happened to Dwight Howard was, even though he got injured and didn't play as much time, was his stint with the Wizards. When he was on the Wizards, it kind of sunk in that I'm a role player. I'm not the guy I was in Orlando anymore.
He was pretty sick as a Hornet, though.
He did. He played very well,
And a
and that
Hawk.
was kind of the reverb on it. That
And
was
a
the guy
Rocket.
they were trying to. He didn't want to be second fiddle in Houston. He didn't want to be second fiddle in LA the first stint. But when he got to Washington, it was kind of like
the change of the guard.
Well,
things
that
are
was
kind
his
of
fifth
changing.
team in like 4
And
years. That's why.
Now he's rolling into I'm going to be a role player. If Melo can, learn. If Melo's going to learn in his time in Portland in the beginning that being a role player isn't that bad and I can still make an impact, I think Melo could very quickly find that this could be a really good thing for him. And Melo still has nowhere to go but up. Because Melo has something that doesn't matter how old you get, and is he can shoot flawlessly from anywhere on the floor. And he's still up until he left the Knicks was still the best pure one-on-one scorer in basketball.
And he's a banana boat guy,
And he's a banana boat guy.
which we don't give enough credit to.
That was fucking awesome. The banana boat thing was exactly what that New York Giants team on the boat was trying to do. Like, they were trying to be cool. Everyone talk about him, but then they all just left and got hurt.
They're like 10-30 since that photo or something, aren't they? The Giants.
Yeah, something like that.
Definitely a losing record.
Yeah.
Definitely a pretty losing heavy record.
In the red for sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Kenneth Fareed.
Oh, he doesn't play.
He'll be with somebody.
He'll be with somebody. It's going to take. It'll be an injury that'll do it. It'll be an injury.
Like the Pelicans or something.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Though.
It'll be an injury.
Bring
or
him in.
It'll be somebody that is like a good example for like a Kenneth Fareed will either be, like I said, injury, or somebody like the Chicago Bulls, like someone who's kind of riding that mantra where you have two very young guys leading your 4 and 5 spot. And if one of them isn't getting it done, bringing in the vet to not only help mentor, but to pick up minutes and give some production.
But do you think he'll want to go to a team that's not really contending?
I think
He's
that
still young.
pretty much everybody
Yeah.
on this list is going to be happy to have a job.
I think Fareed is one of those guys that will sign after the trade deadline.
They're not holding. Right, but I'm saying, but these guys are not holding out. Yeah, so a team, or like you said, like a team that doesn't get what they're looking for at the trade deadline or something. But none of these guys are holding out. They don't have jobs for reasons.
Fareed's going to the Bucks.
They're going to be happy to have jobs.
I'm saying like the Rockets or the Bucks or something. Someone contending, I think.
The
Just
majority,
be like a
aren't
backup
contending.
4.
The Rockets aren't a contender.
the majority of the people on
They're
this
going to be
list,
stuck in this rut forever.
Yeah, Kendall.
with the exception of J.R. Smith, is more of an age concern than I think than ability.
So you're saying that J.R. Smith's not old?
Well, I'm saying
He's
that
like 37.
Well, I'm saying that he's got more than just age as a concern.
If J.R. Smith goes anywhere, I think it's going to be one of two places. J.R. Smith is either going to sign a deal with the Lakers,
Or the Nuggets?
or the Sixers.
What about like the Jazz or somebody?
Sixers need shooting more. And J.R. Smith will want to go to a contender, but that's because J.R. Smith's old.
He'll probably go to the Lakers.
He'll go
Bryce
to the Lakers.
Korver's not on the Lakers yet.
Hey, he's in the Bucks, all
Well,
right?
Korver doesn't have the have the
Korver?
connections.
Yeah.
Korver doesn't have the in type of deal. Like, it's not.
Corver's not a banana boat guy.
But J.R. Smith not only has the connections with LeBron, but he's also got connections with AD. He's also got connections with other people on the team. Like, he's
Corver's got a fax machine guy.
copier. He's a copier,
damn.
Kyle.
Yeah, shot. All right. Hit me up with
Who's
the
next, Kendall?
Crown Royal.
Andre
Corey
Iguodala?
Brewer.
No. He is ass.
Like the Wizards
He
or
is
somebody?
fucking terrible.
Bring him back to the
I am
Rockets?
sorry.
Or is that Ronnie
He had a
Brewer?
stint with the Sixers and the Kings last year,
Oh, the
and I'm pretty
Kings.
sure he bricked every three that could have been open.
Yeah.
What
He's
about
like his basketball game is about the equivalent to like Marcus Simeon's defensive capabilities.
He was a pretty good, Gator. That's about it.
He was somewhat okay with the Bulls. He was okay on the Jazz.
You're thinking of Ronnie Brewer.
Yep.
They're easy to
He also played on the
confuse.
Gators, though, right? Didn't they both
No,
play?
I don't think so.
No, I think just
No, we had the Florida Gators Brewer.
no, just Corey did, didn't he?
What?
I thought Corey was the one at Florida.
Yeah.
We had the Florida Gators Brewer
He
because
was
we had him with Noah.
Did you?
Yeah,
He
because
was
we
with
had the whole
Horford and
national
Noah.
championship team.
Speaking of Gators and Noah,
You ain't going nowhere.
Talking
Oh.
Tim Tebow?
yes. No, we're talking Joakim Noah. Dirtiest
Funny
player in
because
the
it
game.
works. Not only was he a Gator, but he was also
I think the Knicks should
religious.
bring him back.
He'll go to the Grizzlies.
Is Andre Iguodala still on the Grizzlies, or they still
Unfortunately.
hold him captive?
He'll go to the Sixers.
They're-
They'll go to the
I
Lakers.
wouldn't be surprised if
And Lance Stevenson.
if this Felicio injury keeps going the way it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up as a Bull.
I
As
don't
like-
think Felicia really matters.
Well, but for depth purposes, it does matter
I guess.
because you're limiting the impact that Markkanen has from his scoring potential as a 4 if you're having him to play 5 minutes.
Just fucking. I don't know.
All right.
That's a bad contract.
Ben's brother Jonathan Simmons.
No. I'm sure.
That's our first no.
These guys are free agents for reasons.
I'm sure he's playing like China right now, averaging 34 points a game.
Jimmer Fredette style, baby.
Hey,
He went back overseas.
He sucked.
hit us
What
with our
about
son.
Mr. Raymond Felton?
No, he's
Felton,
old.
Fatty Felton.
He's 35.
He hasn't been good since he was on the Knicks.
Too
Even
old.
then, he wasn't that good.
Devin Harris.
He's older than.
Oh, I used to like
Dirt.
Devin Harris.
He looks like the guy from.
He's like 41.
He also traveled on that half-court shot, by the way.
He's got the biggest
Those
ears
are
in
the Sixers.
basketball, and he also looks like the guy from Glory Road.
Yes.
That's a good.
He does. He looks just like that fucking dude.
My favorite player on this list, Mr. Quincy Pondexter.
Hey,
Garbage.
Yeah,
he's not
very
on the
good.
Grizzlies anymore.
He was a Spur last year.
Kendall,
Yes.
you really should have worked your way from the bottom of this list up.
Who's the
It's
biggest
only gonna
name
keep
left on that
getting
list?
shorter.
Actually, the last person on this list is
Matt
hilarious.
Schwab.
It's who? Landry Fields.
Nope, you guys are going to laugh very
Steve
hard when you
Novak?
hear this name. Jody Meeks.
Oh, he was
I
on the
think he will
Raptors,
sign
right?
somewhere.
He was on the Raptors last year, wasn't he?
I think he
yeah,
will
he's on the
sign.
Raptors.
He is a very streaky shooter.
Back to the Lakers.
No.
I'll give
Back up Rajon Rondo.
I'll give anyone $3 if they can guess his lifetime shooting percentage from deep. They're calling it.
37%.
I was
Wow,
literally.
$3,
I
you're
was
right.
about to say 37. He cut me off.
Was it really 37?
37 on
I
the
was
dot.
about to say 37 for some reason.
Pay him.
That's
No.
what Kyle said, though.
$3.
Kyle's
You-
right, though. He is a streaky shooter.
It's a
And you know why I
He's
won't
going to
give
be one of
Kyle
those guys
$3?
that's going to line up behind the three-point line. He's either going to give you 0 for 10 or 10 for 10.
He's
And then
not,
he's going to do that exact
he's
same
not
thing.
reaching for his wallet. I,
I
see.
won't buy him I won't buy him. I bought him a $3 beer, so we're even.
No.
You want
Yep,
him one
yep,
beer?
Yep.
It's all
One
right.
beer.
Because
That's bullshit.
I was gonna say 37.
One that
Damn
he
it.
hasn't drank.
I'm going to, fine, you know what?
this
Kyle.
is going to sound weird.
Kyle,
I did see a lot of Jody Meeks.
we're going to go get Kendall a 12-pack of those new holiday edition 750 ml Miller High Life bottles, but we're going to dump out all the High Life and just give him the empty bottles.
That's not nice.
But we're going to rip off the
Probably
labels.
tastes better.
Nope.
Yeah.
So Jody Meeks was
High
part
Life's
of the
terrible,
Magic.
Kendall. It's
when-
right up there with that
when Rob was
shit.
there.
Pilsner Czech shit.
High Life is better than
How's
that beer.
Miller Lite
I
is a
didn't care
fine
for that.
Pilsner.
I didn't care for that.
Miller Lite is the staple Pilsner in the world.
How's Markel Fultz playing?
Good.
Good. Is he starting for the Magic?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's actually turned out to be all right for them.
Him and Vucevic looking good.
More Vucevic, but yeah.
Nice.
They're looking like a team.
Do they still have? Where's Oladipo play now? The Pacers.
He's
still
actually
hurt.
playing for the Mass Singer.
He's down the Mass Singer.
Yeah.
That sounds
He's
like.
the thingamajig.
Oh my god.
I
It
already
doesn't
told
matter.
you
Oh,
that
it's on DVR.
he didn't like get.
You
He
don't
didn't
even know
get
who
things.
that is.
Jenny
I
Miss
know
Fowl.
it's him.
Don't worry, Jenny
Just
McCarthy
like how I
won't
know
ruin
the
it for
fucking
you.
fox. I know who the fox is.
What does the fox say?
Ah, good.
One of those
Good
two are
idea.
winning it.
Yeah.
Hey, I was right about Reagan's mom.
Whatever.
Yes.
Can you give us your best Miss Fowl impression, please? Come on,
Do it.
because just the face you made, you have one. Come on.
Just speak.
Jimmy!
Kendall, it's going to be a real rough night for you on the ride home if she doesn't do it. I just want you to know that.
Sheen.
I know.
Paul, do
We're
your
gonna
best.
make Kendall
Sheen,
drink all the Crown Royal.
Overlord guy.
There's more to be drunk. We got an hour left.
I don't even know.
Mock, do your best Sheen Overlord.
I don't have one.
Come on.
I don't remember.
I
the
am
voice.
king of the overlords. I don't know how it goes.
That's pretty good, honestly.
Ultra Lord.
Come on, Rebecca.
That's my
Do it for the
Carl
show.
impression.
Ultra Lord.
Just say
Prepare
Carl.
to die.
I'm not
We're all
setting
in
the
the
Carl.
front, Jimmy.
Lamas.
Rebecca, just do it.
Slap, slap,
All
slap.
right, then it looks like we're running an hour overtime tonight.
Sweet.
Oh, that'd be cool if we did that an overtime segment where we just go another hour.
Hey, we got a YouTube channel coming.
No, I'd like
That's
to
true.
start an hour earlier if we're gonna do that.
God, we already have a
No,
YouTube
no.
channel. It
A
just
better
doesn't have
one.
any content
A
on
better one.
Well, it gets content every time we post. We get like 3 views a week.
Hey,
We're
I'll be
going
a
for
fourth.
3,000.
it. Mock's
fourth
work
view.
email
I've never
and
once watched
Marissa
on YouTube.
with Mock watching it.
I'll be the fourth viewer. Don't worry, I got you guys.
You really want to watch 3 hours of hearing us talk?
Absolutely. What
Because
else would I do
there's
in
no
my life?
visual. It's just hearing us talk.
That's awesome. It's a podcast world right there.
Can Rebecca, can you just do it? You always want to be part of the show. Just do.
how to do it.
You just
Give me your
talk.
ultra lore voice.
Just do your normal voice.
Yeah, look, I think you're.
Do
you're
Goddard.
You think you're Mike 9?
Come on.
Kendall, give me your
Just,
ultra lore.
just shout Jimmy.
Jimmy.
No, in the mic.
Into the microphone.
No.
I think
Come
you're
on.
Mike 9 here. Talking to Mike.
Oh.
Man, are you late? Are you late?
loud.
Try again.
Just say like Jimmy, but like in like a high pitched shrilly voice. Yeah, like a like a shrilly voice kind of deal.
Try to see. Just say something.
Something.
Hey.
Did you
Come on,
guys
just
get
do
that?
it. Just do it.
I don't know how to do it.
Just
Say Jimmy, but with like Jimmy.
Are you 11?
Like a whining Jimmy.
Or Carl. Or Sheen.
yeah. See, it sounds. It's just our normal voice. She just sounds like that old bag on TV. It's so funny. Hey, she's a teacher. Prepare to die, Earthling. I'm going to kill you with my B-54 space modulator.
Only guy I know who does that impression. In the entire world, as far as I'm concerned.
Slap, slap, slap.
Kendall's
Clap,
world.
Clap, clap. Jimmy Neutron talk.
I want a nice, clean game.
Are you doing the Martian from Space Jam?
From
Half
Looney
time.
Tunes. From Looney Tunes.
Halftime.
All right.
Kyle, give me your best Bob Souls impression.
Hey.
Trying to find a good misfoul video.
I got you, Kyle. It pretty much sounds just like this. Kendall and I can kind of both do it. It's like, Kyle! Nah, that was more foul. That was more foul. It's stuck in my head now.
All
All right, dude.
right, dude, are you gonna take out the trash or not? I don't care.
Kyle, I know you're at work, but just fucking let the dogs out already, okay? I'm sick and tired of them shitting all over the fucking house.
Now, I'll tell you what, Bob is the oat.
The
Big time the oat.
The oat.
Well, I definitely need another beer.
Well, we'll go to break, I guess. What time is it? Are we done with hour 2?
10:06.
10:06.
What time do we start?
8:30ish almost.
Oh, so we still have another 90 minutes. Well, the baseball thing's going to take a little while, so we'll go to break. We'll come back. We'll do MLB. Kyle's got something all geared up for that. We'll come back to some more Motley Crue radio
Hey.
live here on Spreaker. We're getting sports with drunk.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to All Things Considered. I'm your host, Dan Quinn.
So, I mean, Kendall just had that picture of Motley Crue up. And it's really funny because Vince Neil's way fatter now than he is in that picture.
Well, they don't show his belly. They just show his upper
But even
half.
his neck. He's got a fat neck for a white guy, really.
His long hair is not doing him any favors.
Wow. Just going right out for the racial comment.
Well, no, I mean, usually like a fat white guy doesn't have a fat neck.
Usually no neck.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Good mine.
God, but you don't have a fat neck.
Don't lie to me.
Kyle, you're,
Don't lie.
Kyle, you're not fat.
Fattest neck I know.
That's what I like to hear.
Real long fat neck.
What?
You're like a Hummel brother.
This is the stupidest sentence I think I've ever said, Kyle.
Yeah.
You know how to insult me.
You got a fat neck.
Let me run that neck real quick.
More neck puns.
All right, sorry, Paul.
I no, this is Kyle's show on this one.
The soul man.
All right. So, baseball season has come to an end.
Sadly.
So, you know what that means?
A month and a half.
Winter meetings.
Well, that free agency has already started, which is insane.
Did it open?
Yeah, one player has been signed.
Who would that
Unfortunately,
player
he went
be?
to the fucking Braves.
Well, they didn't waste any time. You said it yourself.
Yeah, they don't waste any time. Reliever Will Smith has signed with the Atlanta
Oh, I
Braves.
saw that, yeah.
The Fresh Prince.
Unless-
Hey.
And Jake
Atlanta.
Odorizzi accepted a playing qualifying offer, which is weird.
A lot of players accept. Usually, like, no one ever accepts it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a few players. I know Abreu was one. fuck, who was the other one? There was another notable player that
There's a lot of
accepted
them.
it.
But what we're going to do here is that we're going to break down the top 18 free agents since the other two have already signed.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to predict where they go. And then we're going to throw around some trade for like the top guys that we have heard in the trade rumors.
Fair enough.
Understood?
Understood.
If a brother can make your girl laugh and giggle, she can make her ass clap and jiggle.
Yes.
Brotherlations 1535.
Words to live by, I think.
They used another word for brother, but I
Oh.
didn't want to say it on the show because last time I said it on the show, a palm tree went missing.
So, looking
I
at
thought
the
Mock
list,
would appreciate it, but he didn't.
I've given us all two right already. Okay?
All
We all
what?
got Jake Odorizzi and Will Smith right.
Okay.
Well, that's where I predicted.
So we're going to
Wherever
play
they
a
went,
little
I
game with
predicted.
this. I think the person with the most wrong has some sort of punishment.
That's fair.
You know, it's interesting, and I could be off base here versus years past, but I was just kind of curious looking. A lot of free agents are on the older than usual.
Yeah.
Well, very rarely do you see young baseball free agents.
Well, but I pictured more under 30, like in the 28.
But that's what I mean. Like in baseball, because you get, your
Usually
rookie
get, like,
deal,
the 5 or
then you
6
have
year.
30 years of arbitration, and then you get to be a free agent
This
when
is
you're
true.
46.
Well, see, like guys like Trout and Harper don't count because they've had like 5 multi-million-dollar deals or year deals. I mean, because they started so young. But like normal players, they usually get one around 27, 28. But statistically, that's when they start to get bad. So
Yeah.
that's why it's funny that they get these deals. Like a Pujols deal is ridiculous. A Stanton deal is just ridiculous. But like in any sport, you pay for the star.
Yep.
So that's what you want. That's what puts butts in seats. But
Kyle like that. He's
Nah.
nodding over there.
But,
that's true. That's true.
So we're going to go through it. I would just like a little explanation of each one why you picked that location. If that's understandable.
do we
Alright?
have to have an explanation for everyone, or sometimes it's just a shot in the dark?
Just a brief explanation.
All right, fair enough. Fair
you know
enough.
what I'm saying?
Our thought process.
So we'll go around the room. We'll start off with Kenny over there.
Real quick, the Knicks are playing the Cavs, and some tall white guy the Cavs signed up from the G League. I don't know his name, but he missed like a wide open layup, and like on commentary, Walt Frazier just goes, "And that's why he was in the G League, folks."
Yikes.
Just on TV.
All right, Clyde Frazier, take it easy.
A real Kyle Souls move there.
Thanks, his mother's watching.
So Kendall,
Yes, sir.
would you like to start off with number one overall free agent?
Why would I do them in order? It's stupid.
Garrett Cole.
Ooh.
So, will you accept that I think he stays put?
You should go backwards
Yes,
so it gets
that
more
is fine.
interesting.
I just think that, there's a
As a
good,
real advocate of the Houston Astros, I just can't imagine seeing my
H-Town,
favorite
throw it
team
up.
blown
as
up.
a good thing going right now. Evidently, they are winning. They're playing good baseball.
Cheating
It seems-
baseball.
Cheating baseball. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
There you go.
That's what the Raiders say.
I think that was in Bill Belichick's book that you read, right?
It is. Actually, I actually co-wrote it.
Yes.
I was honored that he let me write the second chapter. But I think he stays put.
Paul.
So I didn't pick one team. I kind of gave options.
Well, just pick one that you truly think that he'll go to.
Ugh. All right, the Padres.
Okay.
Padres have pretty much made it simple that they need starting pitching help. But I think the Phillies and the White Sox could also be contenders. The White Sox have a lot of money to spend, and starting pitching is one of their biggest needs, and the Phillies have pretty much made it be known that they're going to blow it up.
I personally think, speaking unbiasedly, I think maybe the Yankees. I think Cashman.
No, the Yankees don't count because you can say that for literally any person.
I know, but I think with Cole though, I think that they just have to go out and they have to just throw all the money at somebody, and I think Cole's the best guy. And I wouldn't be mad if they signed him for $250 million. It's a lot.
2
but
years.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow. He's a rich man.
He also has 100. He also has a 150 game load management clause.
yes.
I also think the Yankees. This is a guy, they went after Cole, it was a couple years ago in a trade. Still don't know what happened. Don't know where it went wrong. Because it was
He didn't want to play for the B team in that city.
No, but I remember it was going into Christmas. The trade, they're like, oh, the deal's all but done. Christmas came and went. He was an Astro. Don't know what happened. But I think they're going to like Mike said, start throwing cash.
Is it weird to you to say that?
No, because I know other Mikes.
There you go. See, so do I.
Name 12 other Mikes.
I'm
We don't
not
have time
naming
for that.
12.
I lived with 4 Mikes, and my RA was named Mike. So there
It would have been
6
weird
of
if
us.
his last name was also Mock. Not to
Yes,
call him
it
Mock.
was. But
What if his name was Mock Mike?
I changed it on the way here. Actually, you're welcome.
Mr.
If his name was Mock Mike, you
Mr.
guys would have had no
Mock Mike.
choice but to 69.
That's pretty much how that goes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
probably
you can
stick
see
around for
that
it.
way
Ran
you
into
can-
that guy once.
What
Then you
happens if our names aren't the same? Can we still do that? Or
You can, yeah. But if your name was Mock Mike, then you guys 69, and then we have a Mock Mike and a Mike Mike.
There we go.
Either way, I'm still sticking around.
I choose Anaheim.
that was gonna be my second
He
choice.
is a California boy.
No shot that he's going to go to the Ducks. They have Getz left. They don't need him.
He's a California boy. They brought in Joe Madden to win, and I think they're going to do whatever they can to get that team around Mike Trout.
So I want it to be known that if he goes to the
Everybody has the money, it's just a matter of spending it.
Hey,
I want it to be known that if he goes to either, that means if he goes to the Padres, the Athletics, the Dodgers, or the Angels, we both get points because I picked the California team and said he was a California guy. So it means he can go to any of those teams.
so if he goes to the East Coast,
If you had said
do
he
Mike
was an
and I
LA
win?
guy, big difference.
So are we doing an East Coast versus West Coast?
I guess.
No, we're doing
What happens if he
California
sounds like
versus
the
the world.
Brewers or something?
But I think that Anaheim makes most sense for him. You know, he'll get the years there. They want to put a team around Trout.
They've
Yeah.
been trying to put a team around Trout. Pujols and Mark Trumbo and
Yeah.
Matt Harvey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he should have won MVP.
Trout, yeah. Who was second place? I forget.
I don't remember the voting, but he didn't even play like the last 30 games of the season.
I was surprised to see that he won the third time, but I don't
And
know.
where did that team finish in terms of postseason?
Not in it.
Yeah, so where would they have finished without Trout?
Not in it.
So not really that valuable. Just saying.
Oh, he's valuable. But
He's valuable.
Well, his WAR is ridiculous.
He's valuable to. God, baseball. I love baseball stats. They're so fake. It's like the NBA and the NBA, the NFL, and the MLB.
The plus
Just
minus.
love it. Like this guy has the most strikeouts on odd numbered days and even numbered months when the sun sets at an odd numbered time on an even latitude line.
Yes.
It's like, oh my god, can you believe it? He's got one. Good thing they said that.
Oh man, Mike Tolbert.
all right, so we'll go to the second
Wait,
guy.
Mike Tolbert still plays?
Anthony Rendon, former MVP. Well, World Series MVP.
I was gonna say. when
I was
they-
going to say, what?
Yeah, when?
Former. Well, it's over now. They won.
He was World Series MVP.
Finished top 3 in MVP voting.
Yeah, outstanding year for the Nationals.
Old.
And
Old. He's old.
he's not that old.
old.
He's very young.
He's not. He's very young.
He's up there.
He's 30. He's 30.
I don't think he's 30.
He's 30.
Is he?
He's 30.
That's oldish for a baseball player.
So he's middle of the road. He's in between old and young.
He's
What's
old.
the deal with? He's
What
you know.
is the deal with old people?
All right.
They
Paul, I'll
smell.
let you kick it off.
Why are you going to change up the pattern? That's bullshit.
Going around.
Okay, you can still start with the same person.
All right, Kendall, go.
The Tejas Rangers. They got a little bit of money to spend. He won't make an immediate impact.
And it's the closest thing to the Astros that he could.
That's right. Anything Texas, and this guy is promoting.
H-Town.
H-Town, baby. Except they play in Arlington, which is like,
That's
I don't
true.
know, 210 miles away, something
Put some
like
respect
that.
on that. Dennis Quaid pitched there.
That's right.
Not there, but in the stadium.
Right.
Paul?
I think he stays put. I think that they're going to try really hard to not break up what they got going on.
I second that. I was going to say that. I think because they saved the money on Harper, why not spend it on Rendon?
But I do think that I think it's potential that he ends up in the as a Dodger or a Ranger.
At the trade? Or
Well, it has to be a trade, right?
Well, I'm saying, you talking
He's a
about
free agent.
signing him or being
No, yeah,
traded?
I'm talking about like I could also see him being a Dodger or a Ranger. But I think Nationals.
Yeah, and the Nationals too. Mike? Mock?
So, I think he stays put. But if he signs anywhere, it'll be the New York Mets.
Wow.
And he'll go there to die.
Why is that?
Well, that's
where
what they do.
everybody is.
Well, why would he go to the Mets, though?
He's not nearly old enough.
Because he hasn't been injured enough in his career.
Yeah, for that reason.
Well, it's
also.
coming. Jason Bay wasn't injured enough either.
Oh, Jason Bay.
Todd Frazier was never on anything more than a
Todd
10-day
Father.
DL. He was never on anything more than a 10-day DL in his entire career. He went to the Mets 10 games in, 60-day DL.
Good old Todd Father.
Ruined his career, honestly.
Yeah, David Wright didn't play it the last 3 years either. Boy, those Mets third basemen.
He was overrated anyway.
David Wright?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this argument with my friends who are Mets fans. I said, when he had that send off, I was like, what did David Wright ever really do?
He was rated, not overrated. He was rated.
Yeah.
He was as good as was he was.
He was a good captain, but
he was about as good as A-Rod with one arm and one leg.
the only thing I remember about David Wright is making that barehanded catch.
A-Rod was way better, obviously.
A-Rod-
Right,
I mean,
but I'm
that's-
saying A-Rod with one arm and one leg would be just as good as David Wright in his prime.
He was just a constant for the Mets. He was the only one who stayed there.
And it could be
That's why.
it doesn't have to be on the same side.
He's no Jim Abbott.
Hey,
Jim Nance.
Ooh, Jim Nance.
Jim Nance.
I
Still a
also
professional
think he
golfer.
stays with Washington
Cop out.
because they got to pay.
just-
They're going to pay one of them.
He stole our take.
You should start going first.
They're going to pay one of them, either him or Strasburg.
Oh, come on.
And I think that
what?
he personally
Catching
is
ball.
the better fit right now for that team than Strasburg is.
Who, Rendon?
Yeah,
Is Scherzer still on contract?
yeah.
Is Strasburg, do you think? Are we getting to Strasburg or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait a minute.
then we'll hold it. No, I
I should just say the
Wait,
same
30
team for
seconds?
every player. I'll get one right.
Who? When was Rendon a World Series MVP?
This year.
I thought it was Strasburg.
Oh, it was Strasburg.
Was it?
Yeah.
I guess I was shot.
It was
like I
Strasburg.
was like, wait a minute, what?
Oh, you
What
were
we up?
shot if you get something wrong.
Wait, was
Yeah.
was Rendon the
I thought he
MVP
won some
of
part of
ALCS?
MVP.
was it the NLCS MVP?
I'm not sure. I
NLCS,
thought
yeah.
World Series was Strasburg.
No, it's definitely because he got the car, I remember.
Okay,
Yeah.
I apologize.
Well, I think
Okay,
Rendon
Kyle,
might
I
have won
forgive you.
NLCS MVP.
Pretty sure it was Adam Eaton.
Kyle, I forgive you. I'm on your side, see?
Adam
All
Eaton
right,
hit two
so
home runs.
now
in
we
the World
got
Series.
Steven Strasburg.
Oh, we were just talking about him.
I'll go first.
Okay. Kyle's going first.
He's going to the Padres. He got the ring. I think he's going for the money now. Also, he went to San Diego State University.
Oh my God, Kyle! The guy ate a falafel in Oregon one time. Trailblazer for life.
He's reported as eligible.
He went to San Diego State. He's from the area. I think he just goes home, plays his career out.
He's not home. That's not home.
It is home because he's
He
born
had
in
a
San
cup
Diego.
of coffee at
Well, why
San
didn't
Diego
you
State.
why didn't you say that then?
Home.
Why, if he was born in San Diego, why didn't you say
I'm on my
he's
way.
a San Diego kid instead of being like he went to college there, so he has to go back? That guy ate egg whites at Michigan one time. He's there for life.
This seems
So
like
I
a
also
Kyle
don't
trend
see
you're picking
Washington
on.
really spending the money for him.
Does Kyle do this a lot?
Kyle loves to say people are going where they're from all the time. That's always his answer.
And what they look like.
Basically, if we're doing a free agency show, just Google everyone on the list and where they're
Where they're
from.
from.
That's Kyle's answers almost 100% of the time.
That's fair.
That guy was on a subway one time that broke down in Detroit. Probably going to go there.
Cup of coffee with the
Eat some
Pistons.
chicken wings there.
It's tough because
Guy got a blowjob in Montana one time.
to me it depends what happens with Cole, but I still say the Yankees. They're going to spend money.
They're
on
going to
pitching.
sign one of those guys.
They're going
I
to
think.
spend money on.
So are you
pitching.
just going to say Yankees for every pitcher? You can, because I might say Padres for every pitcher.
No.
You'll get one right.
Because I think they're going to pursue one of the one of those two. I mean, they're going to go after both of them, but I
And
think
then they're going to
gonna
get neither.
They're going to throw a lot of money. I think they get one of them.
What if they don't get either of them?
Then they don't get
And
either.
we're back to where we are with Severino.
What if they don't get either of them and then Judge gets into a car accident and can't play for the whole year? Nothing severe. He's just like got a lot of anxiety.
Then we have Glaber.
He's got anxiety.
He probably does. He's not Zach Greinke.
Mike?
I'd
He
say
gets into an accident with one of those pitchback machines. So every time he sees a pitch, he has anxiety and he can't play
that's fair.
for life.
Dan?
I would say the Strasburg? No, I say the Phillies. I say they throw some money at him.
Kyle's got a hard dick.
Hear that?
Is he a Phillies fan?
I am.
Kyle's a Phillies
So
fan.
you're a Pittsburgh football fan and a Philadelphia baseball fan.
He's also a Philadelphia basketball fan and a Pittsburgh hockey fan.
So
He likes black and gold and terrible cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks are good in Philly.
No, they're not.
Wait, what's better?
Cheesesteaks are just there's nothing good about them. They're like
There's nothing bad about them either.
but it's a comfort food. That's what it is.
Exactly.
But it's not like
so what's bad about comfort?
but it's not like you there's different levels of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah,
Like a Philly cheesesteak is the same no matter what.
I've
It's-
had a bad Philly cheesesteak before.
But how? It's just overcooked grease meat on a soggy bun with fake cheese.
Yeah, but you say that about pizza though. I mean, do you think pizza Hut and modern pizza are the same thing?
You can't have pizza without the hut.
Yeah, that's true.
Not a sponsor.
I do not like
No, but
Right.
there's different ways to make pizza.
I concede that argument.
But there's different ways. But there's different ways to make pizza. There's not different ways to make a Philly cheesesteak.
What do you do with? You mean like the preparation of
You
it?
can put the Philly cheesesteak in the oven.
Just really broil it.
Yeah.
I didn't
Dry it up.
I didn't say it was the best way to go about it.
Oh man,
All right, your
And
turn.
on that note,
On that note, where's Strasburg going?
Nationals.
Staying put?
Yep,
All
they're
right.
both staying put.
Who? Him and
Rendon.
yeah.
Kendall?
I kind of agree with Kyle about going for money, but not to San Diego. I think he goes to a team
Went to San Diego State.
like the Los Angeles
Like
Angles.
the Dallas,
Doyers?
Dallas Star.
On Hells.
The Angels. They got a little bit of money to play with. I think they try to beef up that offense. Offensive pitching.
when is Pujols' contract up?
Never.
This year.
About another 20 years.
He plays
This
till he
year.
dies.
This is
It's
last
this year.
Yep.
So he gets pulled over
He will
for racial
play till he
profiling in
dies.
Arizona again. Or New Mexico. Was that New Mexico or Arizona?
Both, actually. Just,
No, you got pulled over in one of them. It had to be the Diamond. It had to be Arizona. Why would it be New Mexico unless he's playing the New Mexico Sting?
Who's up next, Souls?
All right, now we have Zach Wheeler.
Oh.
I think he
Pretty much.
stays in New York,
Yeah.
but I think he goes to the Yankees.
Be like the
He's a pitcher, right?
Go ahead, Mox.
Yeah.
Say
Just
the
like, oh.
Yankees.
All right,
we
somebody
missed out.
say Padres. That way we can keep this train going for pitchers. Yankees
And I say
Padres.
the Yankees because I do think they missed out on Cole and Strasburg, and I
So
think
he's
they're
a
going
third
to
option?
I think they're going to panic and go after him.
I disagree because I have something different.
I say the Brewers. Stay
Why?
in the NL. The Brewers need pitching.
So do you.
Yeah.
Not the Yankees, just you in general.
But the Brewers need, like, pitching. I don't think Zach Wheeler's that good.
He was supposed to be good,
Yeah.
but
So is
Greg
Matt Harvey.
Bird.
he's low tier good.
He's low tier good.
Greg Bird
I
was
think
supposed to be
I think
good.
he stays put. I think the Mets are going to try their best to keep that collection.
yeah.
The Mets are there. The window is, in my opinion, the window is closed, but I think that it could be reopened by
Kind of crack it open.
I mean, you
crack
have,
the stick through it.
if you have DeGrom and Thor, you're good. But it's the
The only way the Mets
utility
window is
players.
opening is if the Braves, the Nationals, and the Phillies all at the same time slam their windows so hard that yours just kind of breaks.
and that's what I'm hoping for.
Paul,
Who are we talking about?
Zach Wheeler.
I have to give one.
Yeah.
This is so difficult. All right, I'm going to say that he's going to be
I saw
pursued
that.
very hard as not necessarily the replacement, but kind of that, like the whole fill for Garrett Cole. I think he's going to Astros.
Huh.
Could also see him in the Red Sox uniform.
Kenny Dykstra.
Nails.
He's going to re-sign with the Spirit Squad.
That's honestly where Dolph Ziggler was at his best.
I forgot Dolph Ziggler's in the Spirit Squad.
So Tyrann Matthews terrible.
He dropped
Hey,
that wide open.
if he could catch, he'd be a receiver.
That's true.
What?
I don't know what Philip Rivers.
Yeah, no, like a lot of times corners and say have horrible hands. That's why they cover.
Yeah, but there's a lot of but Nelson Aguilar's a wide receiver.
Yeah, he's just bad.
Hey, Ken, you want to answer, or are you just going to stare at the TV?
Yeah, you fucking suck his
I
dick.
said the
He did
Mets.
answer. I'm technically
We're
the
not
only one who
wondering.
didn't answer.
Guy, you gonna write it down or look at your
Talking Zach
phone?
Wheeler, I had a whole spiel about the window closing.
Mike, who did you say?
I didn't say anybody, but
I demand an apology.
I agree with Kendall though. I think he stays. I think they try to keep him
10
God.
more push-ups.
I rescind the $3. You owe me $3.
for buying that
Anyone
beer.
else cringe
Or
when they
Riblets.
see how many NFL players just land right on their elbow every week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like they don't even get.
Now we
bothered
got a
by it.
former World Series MVP.
You know what my least favorite thing is? I hate the
Sure.
NFL players that
Yeah,
wear
that's what
the
I'm sure about.
like. Who's the player that does it? It's Kamara. Kamara does it, and somebody else does it.
You're talking about
The
the
elbow
tape?
tape?
The tape, no, the tape that goes all the way down from their
Yeah.
bicep all the way down to their
back of their arms.
A lot of
Back
people
their
are doing
arms.
that now. It's been a recent trend.
Stupid.
Well, it's so you don't get cut up.
Man, wimps.
You're getting
Yeah.
you're getting
Those-
like 4 defensive linemen
They
landing
pay you
on
for 16 games.
I would. Here's the deal. I'll trade the cleanliness and prettiness of my elbow and not have Aaron Donald land on me. Deal?
No deal.
No, I want him. Because I think I could take him.
Give me that Aaron Donald body. Oh shit! Is that
I think I could take him. I think I could juke move him.
We need more scrappy wide receivers in the NFL.
All right. Next name is Madison Bumgarner.
Oof. Mad Bum.
Kenny.
Probably going to go to the Yankees because they're going to miss out on Cole and Strasburg and Wheeler.
Yankees.
The Atlanta Braves. They got
Bravos.
a lot of young pitching talent there. Looking for a veteran to kind of shore up that rotation. It would kill me, but I could see that happening.
Is he a lefty?
Yeah.
The Southpaw. Mad Bum.
Padres. Pretty much for all the reasons we've already said about the Padres.
I say the Cubbies. Bring him in. Why not? David Ross. Why not? We'll see.
Get him in there with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Paul?
Him and you.
Hold on. I didn't write this one down. I had it in the notes on my phone. I'm going, don't look.
I
Sorry, I
also
was looking
say
at
the
his
Braves.
notes. Bravos.
They have a lot of money,
Oof.
and it's a
Chipper
good
Jones is
fit
coming
for
back.
them.
Hey,
They
I
need a
love Chipper
veteran.
Jones.
And Chick-fil-A, honestly, is just thriving at this point. I'd go play there.
What? Yeah, what?
Doesn't mean anything.
It means nothing.
All right, I have it.
All right.
Minnesota.
Ooh, T-Wolves. I like it.
Yeah, I was gonna
Kevin
say
Garnett.
Vikings.
The big ticket.
They do need pitching.
Who's their best pitcher right now?
Kendall, can you give me the
reason.
best point guard in Timberwolves history?
Ricky Rubio?
Probably.
What?
Stephon Marbury on that team?
What?
That's hilarious. Big fan of that.
He was good for them.
He's the best mid-range shooting player ever.
Oh, Rondo.
On the Timberwolves?
Give him
What
a
year?
shot.
He was in the Garnett era, early 2000s.
Latrell Sprewell?
No.
Keenan Allen touchdown.
Ugliest player to ever play basketball.
Oh, Sam Cassell.
Yep.
That was the perfect hint ever.
He looks like E.T.
E.T.,
We gotta go a little quicker.
Say it, Kendall. Go ahead. You really want to say phone home. I knew you're just gearing.
Kendall,
No,
just say it,
No,
Kendall.
phone home.
I was trying to think of something
Shut up,
funny
you
to
Eric
say.
Rowan looking fuck.
Oh, man. I'm not bald, though.
He's got that James Harden beard.
You're getting there with your gray hair. Might as well.
All right.
Sam Cassell.
Who we talking about?
Sam Cassell.
Right now, Yasmani Grandal.
Oh, can I go first?
Yeah.
Damn. I have two.
All right. Say both, and I'll pick the one.
Actually, I have three.
Say it.
No, I have two. I'd like to hear what everybody else has to say. I'll do this as a talking point. I'll let everybody else go around, and then I'll make my pick. Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right, Kyle said it was fair. So my two picks are the Astros, because they're pretty much set everywhere except catcher. And then the Atlanta Braves, because McCann retired and Flowers hasn't, solidified himself as the answer at catcher.
I like it.
All right. So everyone else give your answers, and then I get to go last.
Okay.
Because I actually contributed reasons.
The New York Mets, because he
I'm
turned
black.
them down last winter for a lot of money, and he feels bad about it.
But guys, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I mean, that's pretty much what you said for Colmock.
What?
Except for the feeling bad part.
No,
He was supposed to go there, and he didn't.
they're just gonna throw a lot of money at him.
Mock.
Oh, so then he's not going to go there, and then he'll go there next year because he feels bad about it. Yeah, I'm really sorry this didn't work out for 2 years.
I
now.
think the Braves to fill the McCann hole.
He only
Mike?
said that because I gave the reasoning.
I think he goes back to the Reds. I think they bring him back.
Oh, Hunter Henry with a 2-point conversion there, Kendall.
So
Yeah.
I say
Shoulder.
Houston because they need a catcher badly.
Who's their catcher now?
Robertson Trainer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I forgot his name for a second.
Well, they have Martin Maldonado, but he'll probably be traded and traded back next year.
Brian McCann.
I have a question. If some sort of penalty ensues that they can't sign free agents for some reason, will we get penalized for getting it wrong if we guess the Astros?
Yes,
That's bullshit.
because
Hey,
they'll
man,
probably
you know-
happen.
You know the risks.
No, I don't know the risks. That's not. That's a really out of left field thing that could happen. I mean, I guess, but that's like saying you drafted Alvin Kamara in fantasy football, knowing the risk that he could tear his ACL.
Le'Veon Bell last year. He would
Let's not
sit
talk
out.
about that, all right?
What do you think about that,
Le'Veon
Kendall?
Bell sat out.
Remember drafting Bell last year?
It's a bummer.
Big bummer. Hey,
First round.
Bummer.
I kept Antonio Brown this year, so another bummer.
It's a bummer. No doubt about it.
So what do you pick, Paul?
I'll go with the Braves.
Bravos.
Best team in that division, easily.
Hyunjin Ryu.
Yankees.
Who Eugene Ryu?
No, we.
I'm just kidding, Kyle. Don't write that down.
I wrote it down.
If the Yankees
Did you write it in
don't sign,
pen?
Yep.
No.
if they don't sign Strasburg Wheeler,
So I can't change it.
You can change it.
he's not gonna be
I'll let
happy
everybody
about
else
it.
go, and then I'll see what I think.
Kyle's not gonna be happy if he has to change.
Kendall, where do you think on Ryu Mortal Kombat goes?
So I think if the Braves can't land
I think if he finds his penis,
on Madison Bumgarner, I think that's a guy who would go there. Like that'd be like the second best option. Just veteran guy, kind of shore up that rotation. I think it's one or the other. I don't think they both go there, but for the same reason being, I think
I think he stays put.
I also think he stays put.
I third that. Lazy take.
all right, can I change it, Kyle?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Pirates.
Ooh, the Buccos.
All right.
People call them that. I don't agree.
Not
I'm
the
just-
Buck-O's.
Yes, the Buccos.
Swashbuckles.
It's a terrible cereal.
It's a terrible cereal.
All right. Now we're getting to the fun names. Josh Donaldson.
Rangers. Without a doubt.
Would you like to say why?
Yeah, GM pretty much already said it.
Yeah, that was my reason too.
Pretty much just kind of like came out and said like
Putting
some bullshit
all my-
about basically like, oh yeah, rivalries don't mean any, or like we could always let bygones be bygones. When they asked him, what about the free agency class? Bygones can be bygones. So that pretty much just sums up the whole Donaldson thing because of the rivalry between the Rangers and the Blues.
Mike
Rays.
Rays. That's a good one.
No, he said Braves.
No, Rays.
Oh, that's
Tampa
right.
Bay.
Oh, he said the
Would you like
New
to
Jersey
say
Devils.
why?
No.
All right. Mock.
Rangers.
Kendall.
Colorado. Looking to hit.
I'm not allowing you to say that.
Why? He wants in some home runs.
Okay. Who's
That's
he gonna
about
play?
it.
Arenado plays third.
No, it doesn't matter. He's just going to go there.
Play
and throw-
first.
All right, Kendall.
You're
Donaldson
wrong.
to play first.
He's going to play off the bench.
He's gonna play DH there,
All right.
meaning he's
Indiana.
gonna pitch.
I'll let you go, Colorado.
He's going for the money and hitting home runs. That's it.
Marcel Ozuna.
Hmm.
I'll take the reins in this. He's going back to Miami.
You think?
Yes.
Why though?
Because they have so much money, they need help everywhere, and why not bring in a familiar foe? Yep, that's it.
So shall it be written,
Can
so
nobody
shall it be
tell
done.
me nothing?
I think that he will fit well with that team, and he just wants to come back home.
Is he from Miami, Kyle?
That's where he played first.
He had a
So
cup
it's
of-
not
He
home.
had a cup of coffee
It's
with the
home for him.
Marlins.
It's home in the U.S.
Ozuna. So he goes to the Reds.
Why?
I think that they lost Puig, so I think they need some good outfielder. I mean,
Puig last year.
yeah, I
And
know.
they brought up that Archimedes guy.
yeah. So it maybe pairs well with him.
Archimedes is good, though. He's the Greek god of baseball.
Baseball, of hitting home runs.
Quang.
I also have to piss. I'm saying the Reds, too, because I think they're a starved offense.
Hello.
Kendall's losing.
From now on, every time Kendall pees, we pour out a pint of Graves.
Paul?
In that case,
So, I think two teams I could see him going to are the New York Mets and the Chicago White Sox. Why?
why?
Because they're both teams that need outfielders that can play defense but can also contribute bat-wise. The White Sox for the past 2 years have had some absolute studs defensively in the outfield that produce nothing with the bat. That's kind of changed a little bit with Elhoy, but I'm not going to say the White Sox because they kind of have some other outfielders in the works in terms of the system, and I don't think the Mets are going to really make a break for him as much as the Cleveland Indians will.
That's a good one.
The Cleveland Indians need outfield help big time.
Mets.
You're only saying that because I said the Mets.
No, I'm
you
not.
didn't have it written down. Show me it in
I don't
Braille.
need to write it.
Show me in Braille.
I agree with the Indians one very much.
Show me in Braille, Mock.
No.
In Braille, right now.
No.
Yeah. Up dot, lower dot,
Nicholas-
sideways dot.
Nicholas
2 dots in a
Castellanos.
row.
4 dots in a square.
Number 5 on the dominoes.
What are you saying, Kyle?
Nicholas Castellanos.
Oh,
Miami.
yeah.
Doesn't even matter.
Pass.
I also say Miami.
Who's your best player in the White Sox? Is it Beckham?
Is he from Miami?
Our best player?
Yeah.
No.
No, probably a Brave.
Abreu. Yeah. I like Beckham.
Put
I
me
think-
down for Miami.
There's a lot of good guys on the team, though, up and comers.
Kendall, who do you think?
Tim Anderson won the slugging title.
Nicholas
and Moncada was
Castellanos
third.
played
Not
for.
Beckham. Anderson. That's what I'm talking about.
We had Beckham, though.
Yeah.
We also had Jeff Keppinger.
Alexi Ramirez.
Kendall.
Jeff Keppinger
Castellanos.
sucked, though.
Mark Burley.
Jeff Keppinger's one of the worst players in baseball history.
Chris Sale.
Jeff Keppinger's terrible.
I could see Miami.
Jeff Keppinger should have never been allowed in the MLB. He's garbage. He's ass cheeks.
Oh, he was good.
All right, Dallas Keuchel.
Blue Jays.
Really?
All right, never mind then.
No, I'm asking.
No, obviously that wasn't a good answer, Kyle.
I'm just
Because you kind of said really in the same way that you said, I'm not going to let you put Colorado.
How many years does David Price have left?
like 2.
I say Red Sox. I think he goes there 3. I don't know, a couple years. If he comes through 3.
Phillies.
Think they finally pulled the trigger?
Yeah, it's probably going to just be like an Arrieta move, though. You're going to give him like a ton of money, and he'll just be kind of average.
Yeah, he didn't really do much the last couple years on the Phillies. Arrieta.
Not even hurt.
You know what? I'm sticking with my gut. I'm going Blue Jays.
Kendall?
Kendall.
Come on, come to the north side with me.
Hey, where do pitchers like to play?
Expos.
Dry heat.
Oh, they do like to play in a dry heat.
Doesn't get much drier than
H-Town.
Toronto.
It's true.
It snows, but it's humid.
It's true.
Can you imagine a nice humid
Just say the
snow?
Mariners.
Yeah, I think he goes to the dry heat. That is an awesome argument. I agree with
Diamondbacks.
it. The Diamondbacks. They need people who can pitch.
They lost
And
Brady.
I think he
dry
goes to
heat's
the
good for the elbow.
Angels.
They lost Patrick Corbin.
And I say that because I think they're going to go after Cole. They need more pitching than that. They could get him on a kind of a cheaper deal.
Yeah,
than
yeah, uh-huh.
anyone
So I
else.
think the Phillies will sign him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mike Moustakas. Mock.
Come back to me.
Mike.
I'm pondering.
He goes back to the Royals.
Okay. Kendall.
Any care to guess why?
No. I think him and, what's that second baseman's name?
Mondesi.
No, I can't think of his name right now.
Whit Merrifield.
Yeah, him. I think that makes it good. I don't know. I think, like Kyle says, he wants to come back home.
So Moustakas is a guy who likes to hit home runs, correct?
Yeah. Going to the Mets.
Where do you think a place who wants to get a guy who hits home runs is?
How old is he?
30.
I'll find out for you right now, and I'll tell you if he's in the age range.
They give him a nice, 8-year deal?
Well, he's a little young.
How young?
He's 31.
Mets!
He's in the cusp.
I'm just going to go. I think he goes to the Phillies on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, though, anybody that's a free agent, the Phillies is a possible answer.
Well, I'm saying that
The
because
Phillies' answer is, hey, let's sign it and hope it works.
I'm saying that because the Phillies are ready to move on from Franco.
Wait, he sucks.
They want to trade him.
He doesn't suck. He's a Gold Glove caliber
And I
third
think they just
baseman.
want a stop and
It's
gap.
just the MLB, just like every other sport, is just like, oh, it's all about scoring. Defense doesn't mean anything. You're not hitting home runs. We don't care, dick.
I agree.
And I think that for a 1-year deal, they can wait for Alec Baum to get ready for another year. They sign him for 1 year, get another
Whoa.
lefty in the lineup,
Alec Baum.
and then
It's a
How
great
many A+ names do you guys have?
That's a great baseball name.
What was the other guy you guys had?
DJ Hammer.
So good.
Alec Baum and DJ Hammer.
I hope his name is Dick Johnson Hammer. I know it's not,
It's a
but it'd be
great
great.
baseball name.
Dick Johnson Hammer.
Paul.
Who are we talking about?
Mike Moustakas.
Braves. Because they're not going to be able to get Rendon and they're
Everyone's
losing
going to the
Donaldson.
Braves.
Mock.
Mets.
How many Braves answers do I have?
D.D. Gregorius.
Oh, got it.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just kidding. I didn't think you should call me on it. Mets. There's not a lot of contending teams that need shortstop help. So, assuming he doesn't stay put, I think the next best option will be either the Mets or the Brewers.
I think he stays put. I think the Yankees are kind of playing coy right now, but
Nah,
I think they go
gonna
after him.
I think they're going to have Stanton play shortstop.
Mock.
It's tough because
Either him or Matt Albers.
I don't think he's on
I
the
like Matt
Yankees
Albers.
next year.
Mets, baby.
You think I like every?
You do. I haven't heard you say you don't like anybody.
I don't like Zach Randolph and Dustin Pedroia.
Well, Dustin Pedroia, I can understand. That guy sucks. He's a piece of shit.
Hmm.
You know who loves him? The Yankees fan over there.
You like Dustin Pedroia?
I've always had a respect.
Oh, he's
for
like
him.
a-
There's nobody on the Red Sox he hates.
He looks like a mole rat.
Okay, I'm
Be
going.
that as it may.
I think Didi Gregorius goes to the Cincinnati Reds.
You're wrong.
I think they're willing to do a platoon system with Jose Iglesias,
You're wrong, though.
and I think Didi offers them a little more.
You're wrong.
Can I make a thing here?
Yes.
I was gonna just say the Detroit Tigers because of Jose Iglesias. I didn't know he was on the Reds. We're like, oh, they're gonna upgrade from
That's a team we
Iglesias.
haven't mentioned the Tigers.
I think the Reds are a good fit for him.
To me, I don't think he comes back to the Yankees unless he's willing to take way less money. I don't think they're gonna pay for him.
You think they just draft their pitchers? But I mean, he might be like their fifth option if they don't get any decent pitchers.
That's what I mean. Like,
I mean, he's good. He's a
Oh, he's
really
very
good.
good.
player for
he's
us.
very good, but to me, it'll be Gleyber move to short, LeMahieu will play second, and then
Voit or-
at first. He's just gonna kind of be the odd man out, and they need pitching.
Yeah.
So the Detroit Tigers is my pick.
I agree with the Reds.
No, you don't. You said Tigers.
Oh no, that's an offensively starved organization.
All right,
The bill.
my favorite player of all time, Cole Hamels.
Phillies.
Cole Hamels back to the Rangers.
He's coming home.
C.J. Wilson.
Actually, I agree with the Phillies for that reason only.
They need the pitching. It would give a fan boost. It would give a team morale boost.
Get Cliff Lee out of retirement.
God, could you imagine?
I also think the Phillies.
Braves.
Did you really put that?
Braves.
Okay, you got one wrong.
What? God, how do you just assume I got
Because-
one wrong?
He's come out and said he would love a reunion with the Phillies,
Doesn't matter.
and I think the Phillies would love a reunion back.
I'm gonna say the Red Sox.
I thought you picked the Rangers.
No, I was making that. I said it as a joke. I think the Red Sox. I think they kind of give him like a back end deal.
Because, Cole Hamels wouldn't have to be the one. He'd be
He'd be like a 3 or 4 on that team.
Hey, Kendall, in your other section on your aroma, have you accidentally written anything in that you later found as a box you could check off?
I don't know.
Answer the question.
I've pretty much only exclusively written things in there that are boxes you could check off.
Yasiel Puig.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't even. Ugh.
I think he goes back to Cleveland.
I don't think I have Paul.
Angels.
Because
Um,
Cleveland
Oh.
needs outfield help. I don't know if they can get anybody. I don't think they want to pay either. And I think he could be a cheap option for them.
yeah.
Athletics.
Hey, there we go.
That
Chris
actually
Davis.
makes a lot of sense.
Coco Crisp out there.
He's just another Jonas Cespedes.
Cespedes. Is he still on the Mets?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Technically speaking, yes.
He got hurt though last year, like doing something.
Real quick, look at Muck. He looks like he's wearing like a fedora.
I was gonna say that too.
Because of the way the hat backwards with the headphones, that's incredible.
Paul and Kendall.
To the fathers, I think they're looking for the Padres. Looking
The Holy
for-
Fathers.
Yeah. Looking for some offensive help. I'm thinking, they kind of get this youth movement-ish, and I think it would kind of be an offensive plus to them.
Paul.
The New York Metropolitans. What better than somebody that only hits home runs or strikeouts?
You think they'd go after investing in Cespedes though?
They need outfield help still.
Why,
Edwin
Juan Lagares isn't
Encarnacion.
pulling off.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever team we play for on the show this year.
I think he stays put in New York.
Well, like a 1-year deal. Yeah.
I think the Yankees hold on to him.
I mean, he was pretty good a couple times, but he kept striking out though. I don't know. I mean, if it's like a 1-year, like cheap $1 million deal,
Well, I mean,
they probably
he
keep
was
him.
electric until he got hurt. I mean, he was on fire. I think he stays put as well.
I mean, the ALDS he was good, and then he couldn't catch up to anything. When anything inside, he couldn't swing at.
Too little, too late.
It was all the tamales in the dugout.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Paul.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm just thinking.
Um.
No one else has been given more information than anybody else on this fucking
Yeah,
show
I mean,
has.
I think the Yankees
I could
bring
also
him back.
see-
All right, fine. You know what? Reunion with the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays with Guerrero Jr.
Yeah, one fat black man to another.
I could also see a Tampa Bay type thing. Low salary type guy. They need an offensive boost. Because, they're the Rays.
It would have to be an AL team, though, right?
Yeah, he
I
would
mean,
only have
he
to
couldn't be
ace.
an everyday first baseman guy.
Paul, one of Paul's favorites, Avicio Garcia.
I believe it's Avisal.
I think he stays put. I don't see a reason to leave. He's not an expensive guy.
Stays put.
Pretty player.
That was still waiting on an answer.
Tampa.
Kyle, we're going to start calling you out on every beer review you do.
That's fine. Give me another shot. Tampa Bay.
Bottle's right in front of you. What are you pointing at me for?
He's gonna do it next.
Can I have one too?
Where are you going?
Garcia?
Yeah.
Garcia? I think he moves a little bit, and Paul will correct me with my directions. A little to the south. Heads to the Miami Marlins. Hangs out there for a while. A year. Why? Because they're awful.
Rebecca, can you give this to Kendall? Paul?
Sorry. Just kind of farted and it smells like KFC.
What?
This
I'll
is
be
a
over
fresh
here.
cup.
Avicio Garcia. Cleveland.
I was going to say Cleveland, actually, too. I think, like you said, Kyle, they need the outfield.
Super
though.
convenient that
I was
you were
about
gonna
to
say.
cut you off, but
I'm
I
sure,
was gonna
I'm
let
sure
you
you
talk.
like Avicio Garcia.
I love him.
Yeah, see?
Huge White Sox fan.
All right. And the last name on this list
Who
is
is it?
Michael Pineda, which I don't give a fuck.
No.
Back on the Mariners.
It's one person you didn't talk about. We should talk about
Who's that?
Will Smith.
He already signed.
No, I didn't see that on the report last night.
Yeah, he's on the Atlanta Braves.
Well, he's still gonna end up on the Red Sox. That's my opinion. You can write it down in the side notes. If he's not a Red Sox by 2025, I will drink a handle of Hennessy
Write that
on the
down.
show in an hour.
Kendall, write that down.
All right, where's my pad?
Pineda to the Brewers.
Brew Crew.
And then he'll be
I think
suspended.
he stays put in Minnesota. They have no reason to cut him. I saw him beat the Phillies last year.
Look at
So
that-
did you.
I like that one loose hair hanging down on you.
What do you think?
To the Astros.
Your team.
Nope. Like him a lot, though.
Well, you got a cool Astros hat
I have
Mike?
3 cool
Marlins.
hats.
that you wear more than any Mets hat I've ever seen you wear.
I have a nice rotation going.
I've ever seen you wear a Mets hat.
I have an awesome blue
So
one.
I did specify in the text I'm going to be working more, but this guy I'm not familiar with. What position does he play?
He's a starting pitcher.
Okay.
We saw him beat the Phillies when he was a twin.
They all blend together, Kyle.
All those Phillies losses blend together.
When he was live. We saw him live.
If they all blend together, Kyle.
All right, Minnesota.
Fuck off. So tired of this guy just being a dick. I'm thinking. Can I have a second to think?
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
okay?
Now everyone
1
think of
second.
trades that are about to come up.
White Sox.
I can actually see that happening. All right. So that takes care of the top 20. And now we got some trade rumors. Okay. I took 5 names that I've heard thrown around.
Real quick, I mean, I know we'll save this for later. I just gave an absolutely negative review, like negative sounding on the Bourbon County, and still gave it 4.5 stars. Amazing. All right, Kyle, go ahead. Sorry.
So I took 5 names that
I'm
I've
a real big fuck
seen
Wall Street
thrown
tonight by
around.
everybody on this show.
and
Hope everybody crashes their car.
what we're gonna do. We're gonna think of some trade packages or trades that we can see for these players, and predict where they're gonna go and kind of predict the trade.
Yeah.
So
Actually, can I start? Is that okay?
yeah, I'm gonna go with the first name.
No, I already have one.
Okay.
All right. So what I was thinking was, like, if I'm trying to think, I had this one. Hold on, I'm just looking something up about it real quick. Okay, I was thinking that like if the Red Sox, we're gonna go with Mookie Betts.
Yes.
All right, if they traded him to like the Reds for like a prospect like Hunter Green or a young controllable starter like Castillo and maybe a couple vets, I think that'd be primo. That's word for word what you texted last night, Kyle.
Yeah, no.
All right, just making sure. Just wanted to see if I could catch you, like, kind of slipping a little bit.
So, in my opinion, I think he gets traded to the Dodgers.
Kendall, fuck off. I hope you get a flat tire on the way home.
So, the Dodgers, I think, would have to... In that trade, they would have to part ways with Alex Vertigo. They would have to give up some pitching, obviously. I forgot the kid's name. You might know it.
Who you think?
Trevor May. Not Trevor May, but his last name's May. He's the number one pitching prospect. I think a trade package with Vertigo and May, you would get a trade done for Betts. It gives them another outfielder. It gives them another pitcher, a controllable pitcher who had some, even though it's a small sample size, but it's some major league pitching experience. I think you put those two kids in a package, you can get the trade done. And the Dodgers would risk that because they're still in a win now mode.
See, the whole Betts thing is so interesting because anyone trading for him has no guarantee that he's going to re-sign with them. He's only under contract for 1 year.
It's like Kawhi Leonard last year.
Yeah, so I mean, you're going to sign.
But do you gamble? Do you still take bets for a year though?
Yes,
And maybe hope that you sign him.
But if you trade, the farm for him, and it doesn't translate to a championship, and then he walks, you just set your franchise back 5 years. So it's interesting, and I don't know how much that'll affect his trade value, but I could see the Dodgers pulling the trigger. They always seem to make these big splashes in hopes that they'll finally get that ring, and they'll probably lose in the World Series.
Kendall?
Do I have to give one? Sorry not to cut you off. Do I have to give one or can I give two?
I'll let you have two.
Thanks. Did the homework. Kendall!
I'm trying to think of something worthwhile that would be
We're talking about bets.
for Mookie Betts.
To me, it would have to be a team that's on the cusp of being there. A team that's
Right,
willing
well-
to kind of like how the Cubs traded for Aroldis Chapman.
Like the Braves. I think the Braves would be good with Acuna Jr. and I don't know. Depends on what they have to give up, though. I don't know much about the Braves farm system, but
They're one of the best in the league.
I couldn't hear you.
So the Braves are known for having the best pitching farm system. So the Braves have a lot of guys that aren't going to make it with them because they have too much.
Yeah. So they have trade assets.
They have a lot of trade assets.
You get bets for a year. You get over the hump a little bit. Maybe the Nationals lose a couple guys. You lose a Strasburg or somebody in the offseason. They probably win that division, so I don't know.
It helps when your mic's on.
I do think the
Works
Braves
when
would
I'm
have to
working corn.
part
There you
ways.
go, Kendall. Your mic's back on, Kendall.
Bitch.
I do think the Braves would have to part ways with Mike Soroka.
Okay.
That would probably be their main piece that they have to give up, but they have other players as well. Like nothing to the extreme of Ronald Acuna.
Did drink?
So I bought these, not to change the subject, I bought these beers 2 weeks ago for our show.
bad.
They are terrible.
I don't mind it for $5.99 for a 4-pack.
I
It's not terrible.
I was like, man, the can
Is
is
that how much
great.
they were? $5.99?
Yeah, they're cheap.
real cheap.
Oh.
For
I have to
16
change my
ounce?
whole beer review right now.
It was. I took the and I was like, this is awful.
Well, you said they were bad, but now that they're $5.99, they might be a little better.
So it's interesting, Kyle, because I feel like there are 3 teams in the NL East that he would make a major impact on.
I'm all set.
But the problem is, I don't know what the assets to be traded would be. I could see what a big boost for the Braves it would be, what a big boost to the Phillies it would be, what a big boost it would be for the Mets. However, of those 3 teams, the team that has the most promise is in fact the Braves, for pitching reasons. But I can't think of a scenario where hey, what are we going to sacrifice of these 3 teams? What are we going to sacrifice that is not a detriment to us, and that Mookie Betts continues to thrive and puts us over the edge that we are already struggling with? So that's kind of like the standstill I'm at. Like logically, hey, what? He's like the missing piece to a lot of the offense for these 3 teams, but I can't think of a fair trade that isn't sneaking out.
I think for the Red Sox to get the return that they want, it's going to be like a 3-team type thing. And it just kind of comes down to his contract situation for me. So I think they'll have to get a third team involved.
Well,
and
even if that's the case, though, in this case, Mookie Betts, that trade would cost less for the opposing team because of not knowing if that trade will not knowing if he will sign there.
And that's what I mean. So if you get like a third team in, the Red Sox can still get the prospect return, where the other teams, like, you know, one team obviously would get Mookie and whatever the other pieces would be. I mean, I don't have a trade in mind, but they wouldn't have to give up as much. But the Red Sox still
you would,
get
though. Because now you're giving, like, the Red Sox you're giving up a finite amount of what they need. Like, it's a special, like, grouping of prospects that they type, like, what they kind of need to fill a specific hole. But if the Red Sox are trying to trade with, just to say, the Yankees for Betts, but they get the Blue Jays involved, now the Yankees are sending people to the Blue Jays and the Red Sox because the Blue Jays aren't going to be sending anybody. Like, you're going to be giving people to both teams. So now you're kind of dipping into a wider range of prospect play.
But it could turn into where, you know, if there's a team kind of going through a rebuild or something, you know, they would probably be more willing to take on just picks versus a player now.
I'd be really surprised to see a 3-team trade. Like, super duper surprised. That's not really a thing anymore. In, like, any sport.
Who do you say, Kendall?
The
Just the
Braves.
beginning to every
I said the
rose has
Braves,
its
too.
thorn.
The Braves. What?
It's just the
Bravos.
beginning to every rose has a porn.
All right, so we'll get off Mookie Betts. Then we'll go to
I
Chris.
didn't go!
Oh, I thought you did.
No, you said you were going to do me last, you dick.
Go ahead.
So I think that my two options are the Angels trying to surround talent around Trout. What better way to do it than to bring in a premier talent, especially when some big contracts are kind of getting ready to kind of go away, and you could pay him. But I think it would take obviously some prospects. If the Angels have that, I think they'd have to do like a Brandon Marsh, it's like some like a replacement prospect kind of deal. Maybe like Jermaine Jackson, an infield prospect, and then like Jose Soriano.
I think in order for the Angels to pull this off, they would have to give up Joe Adele. That's the one name that they would have to give up.
You got to be willing to work with us, Kyle. You can't ask us to bring trade scenarios and then shit all over them.
I'm not.
You did.
I'm
You
only
just did
saying
that.
'cause Joe Adele is their number one prospect, and he's an outfielder.
Yeah, Paul.
Right, but they're giving up a pitcher and a top
That's right.
infield prospect.
And you'd also be getting Mookie Betts, though. So it depends on, kind of like what Mach said. If you guarantee that Betts will stay, it'll be worth it.
If this team can get a starting pitcher through free agency, I could see maybe the White Sox making a phone call because they need offense. They need offense and defense out of an outfield position. So I could see them maybe going and then without having to give up any of their outfield prospects, they could give up Colome so that there's some bullpen work there. They could send Kopech back for prospect pitching that has shown some good signs in the MLB, and then maybe like Madrigal.
It's William Regal.
Hey, Chain of the Ring.
That's
want
my
the White
favorite
Sox?
Kendall laugh.
It sounds like when his microphone cuts out.
Another one. This is going to be a quick one because I don't think it goes anywhere. Chris Bryant.
A very blunt person, unfortunately.
Uncle Bob.
Yeah, I think he stays. I think they try to keep that core together, especially with David Ross. I think that's probably what they promised him. Like, we'll try to keep as many guys as we can, Rizzo, those guys, so Baez. So I think that he stays there. And, I think they try to hold on to him as a franchise guy moving forward.
I think he stays, but if the season goes somewhat south, he's moved
Trade
at the
deadline?
deadline.
Yeah. I mean, he would get a decent haul, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Come on, sing it.
H-Town.
Yes. How can we get him to Houston? That's the real question.
Move Bregman to shortstop, trade the outfield.
Could you imagine?
Show him where the camera monitors are. He'll fit right in.
Paul?
Braves for Max Fried, straight up.
Whatever happened to Jason Worth?
Back to the sewers where he belongs.
He was on the Nationals for a while.
Now he's Master Splinter, the live action role.
He finished off his career with the Mariners.
Adam Dunn.
Not even the Mariners.
Would you wear his jersey if we got it for you?
No way.
Why not?
Who?
He's one of the most
Jason
hated
Worth?
players.
He hates Jason Worth.
He looks like Edge.
Well,
Yeah, he does.
If you think you know me.
The sewer
My
rat.
favorite wrestler. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to like anybody.
Probably like Viscera.
Oh, that's Big Daddy V to you.
I
No,
like
it's not. It's
Big Daddy
Viscera.
V.
I know him personally.
Big Daddy V.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Ain't nobody
I'm trying to think of
How much time you want us to buy you over here?
You don't have to pick a team.
Just say something.
Then I think, not traded. I mean,
There you go, Kendall.
I'm trying to think of something reasonable. I mean,
Stand strong, Kendall.
All right.
H-Town.
Francisco Lindor.
Stays.
Put.
Stays.
They're
Same
going to
thing
hold
with-
on to him.
Same thing with Brian. They try to hold on to
Everything
that
possible.
core. They're going to ride that core and try to figure it out, and they're not going to get out of the first round of the playoffs or make the playoffs.
I do think he's traded.
You think? I know. I think the same thing with Brian. Trade or season goes south. I think.
Kyle, before you say what team, can we know where he lived and what college he went to?
Dominican Republic.
Oh, so he's going
So
back.
he's going home.
World
So-
Baseball Classic.
I think he's going to the Phillies.
He's going to Philadelphia. Realmuto is gone. They played around. They hate him now. Lindor is in. Anybody who can catch,
That's false.
he's in.
I think he goes
That's
to the
false.
Phillies. And,
Bye, JT.
and I think that because
Realmuto?
the same reason. I think they're more than willing to put Gene Segura at third for a year to give Alec Bohm another year to learn. I think Lindor will push that team over the edge defensively and offensively. He's a good character guy, good clubhouse guy.
I'm curious what you mean by character guy.
And
Went on vacation in Philly once.
he's not
he's
a,
coming
he's not a
home.
No,
dick.
good character guy.
I think the Phillies have the prospect to get it done. I also think they have a couple guys that they would want, like a Cesar Hernandez, who could fill the void, because Jason Kipnis is kind of done.
Yes, he's
If the Phillies do anything before signing or trading for another starting pitcher, they shall be fired.
Yeah, I got Cohen. But I think Lindor can make that extra push. They give him a leadoff guy, a contact guy, a guy that can really help their top of the lineup.
What team are you saying for again?
The Phillies.
Yeah.
You could put Lindor 1,
Reese
McCutcheon
Hoskins.
2, and however else you want to build the lineup.
Harper, Hoskins.
Remuto.
No, Kendall
Hey, Mark,
just
I
said
don't think this is
JT's
a real
out.
Funko Pop.
What do you mean?
I think someone painted this on over another Funko Pop.
What do you mean?
It looks really fake.
Why?
They spelled Bulls wrong.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's Bules. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, that'd be hilarious.
Paul.
The ultimate chase.
Do you really think that? Paul.
I do, but I like it
Can,
still.
can I see it?
Kendall.
We're talking the trade.
It just looks kind of like ratty.
I really do think Lindor can go to the Phillies, but I think it's going to come at a
I don't
more
care. I love it.
hearty deal than you're anticipating.
All right.
Paul.
Yankees. For I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Davy Garcia. Nobody's listening.
I'm listening.
What'd I say?
Garcia.
D.V. Garcia.
How do you say his name, Kyle?
I don't know.
DV Garcia, Andujar, and Oswald Perez.
You had no spot for Andujar, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Another Cleveland Indian, Corey Kluber.
Stays put.
I think he goes to San Diego. They want to win now. And I think they're willing to trade whomever to do it.
Who's their best pitcher in San Diego?
Nobody.
Yes,
exactly.
Like the thing is, I think that they would have to give away maybe
It's
an
not Tyson
extreme,
Ross anymore.
like a Mackenzie Gore, who was the first overall draft pick. But I think... What? I don't know what you're saying. I think it would have to be extreme, like Mackenzie Gore, and maybe like a Hunter Renfroe with just those two guys for him. But I do think you have to give up a top prospect.
You're talking the Oakland Raiders receiver?
Yeah, that's who I thought for a second.
He's an outfielder.
So there's 200 Renfros roaming around the earth.
Yep.
Wow.
Pretty convenient.
How about that?
Is he a dual sport athlete?
No.
Yeah, kind of the same area as well.
Yeah. What's your game here, Kyle?
I want $3.
Now.
Yes. So I do agree with what you're saying. Especially for a win now team. I'm trying to think of a team that would, combat what you're saying. But I think it's a very fair assessment. With the Padres. I don't know. Maybe Atlanta. Perhaps could make a move that he would make it an immediate impact for a team that's already pretty established.
Who are you picking?
Atlanta. Yeah.
Mark and Mike.
This is Kluber still? I do like Atlanta, actually, but I don't know if I want to pick them. But
Pick him. Join the dark side.
join the Kendall side. Yeah, I'll go Bravos. I think he fits, they are a win now team.
That's right.
Yankees.
Nice.
But they're going to try and trade him nothing.
The
Yeah,
Yankees?
not
well,
gonna-
yeah, you got to lowball him.
All right, last
They're
guy.
going to be
Noah
like, hey,
Syndergaard.
listen, we're going
Who?
to get the Trent.
Last guy.
Thor?
Noah Syndergaard.
Thor.
He goes nowhere.
The Mets have been trying to trade this guy for fucking years.
Years. I mean, God, read the internet some more. He's going nowhere.
I think he stays put.
Phillies.
Kind of fucked up if the Phillies Mets made that big of a trade.
Yeah, we better get cheesesteaks for years.
You're going to get parking spaces.
Listen, we got bagels. We don't have
We
cheesesteaks.
got bagels.
Paul?
What? Sorry.
Noah Syndergaard?
Noah Syndergaard.
White Sox.
All right.
Kendall?
He's not going anywhere.
H-Town.
I will be dissatisfied.
He's going to San Diego. He's been rumored there for years.
Somebody goes to the Braves.
Does he have any ties to the
I
West
hope
Coast?
him and DeGrom
No, he's
both
been
go to the
rumored there for
Braves
years.
for the rights to Chipper Jones if he ever comes back.
That'd be cool if he came back.
And that's about it.
It would not be cool if he came back. Hey, covered a lot of ground.
We'll visit this list again.
And we'll all be wrong about everything.
Yep. Everyone's going to the Mariners.
Could you imagine every single pick? Mariners.
They better not suck.
They have a good team. Mariners do suck. Cano was smart to get out of there. Nice. Any more baseball?
That's all we got.
That's all I got on baseball.
Like so.
Nice.
Pay attention. Winter meetings is coming up.
Yep.
What? They're like, what, 2 weeks?
Yep.
Yeah, right around the
Usually
corner.
December, yeah. Got all that Jeff Passan beat. He's got the stuff. Nice. You gonna sing us a song, Paul? No karaoke?
Can you get some Uptown Girl?
Uptown.
My anus just hurts from sitting in these chairs too much.
I hear you.
Try
on that.
again.
My anus hurts from sitting on these chairs too much.
Nice, Kendall. H-Town.
You almost look like you know what you're doing over there.
You know what's funny? They're not lined up. They haven't been lined up since the day we installed this. So he's there. Old number 9.
Old number 9.
Well, don't all look at me.
I thought you was a stand-up comedy routine or something.
Yeah, sure. This guy's got 2 astigmatisms.
What is the deal?
So I'm not sure how long you've been working for Kendall, but have you ever seen him without his glasses?
Very
Yeah,
Asian.
I came across his Instagram page the other day. That was quite the treat.
Good stuff.
Quite the treat.
Well, it's funny because when he takes off his cheetah print glasses, watch his face.
It was like Gail Kim.
I will acknowledge that when you say turtle shell.
They're not turtle shell.
Listen, according to the good people at Lens Crafters, who have nothing better thing to do than charge me money
To see
to see
with my cheetah print.
turtle shell,
They're cheetah print.
I won't do it.
Turtles aren't that
I
color.
won't.
Can we see what you look like
It's
without the glasses, Kendall?
Not less than $3 a person.
All right.
I'll
I'll get you on the flippity flip.
All right, fine. Then Kyle, you're going to give him a decongester after this.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Like a
you know
real
last time
one.
you gave me a decongester?
No.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle. You hurt my nose.
I just do want to say a quick thing. In the next couple months, because it's going to take a little bit of time,
Doing a fundraiser for frozen pies.
we're going to start doing live video content.
No.
Such as?
Like random sport challenges and stuff like that. Beer challenges, whatever we can think of.
Ice bucket challenge.
All
right,
not to they're not going to be live.
They're
know what I
recorded.
I'm just saying.
Live
they're not
here
gonna- I
on
want to give the wrong idea here.
Sports with Drunk.
We're going to be
Instagram
uploading
Live.
very soon.
Okay.
We're going to have the Tickle Fight Championship tournament.
Hey, just so it's
Jeff
known,
loses now, automatically.
I was challenged to beers drunk on a Pittsburgh trip, and I won big time. Just so it's known.
That is true. I remember Kyle saying he was going to drink more beers than Kendall.
Well, hold on.
Not even close.
What do you mean not even close?
I had more beer than you on the ride there.
Yeah, you didn't have any beers on the ride there, and
Come on,
Kyle had
Kendall.
at least
Defend
8.
yourself, Kendall.
Do you know how many funneled beers I had that were doubles?
How many, Kendall?
4 doubles.
2. You
So
only had
that's
2.
eight
You only had
beers.
2. Because
It
nobody
was not
poured
2.
It was only
It was
2
not
because
2.
nobody poured you doubles except me.
I
Yeah, and
did.
you know,
Okay,
yes,
so 3.
it was 4.
It wasn't 4.
I drank them.
You're
I
just-
remember.
You're just trying to.
That's the whole thing, though, is when you drink them, you don't remember. Kyle also had more graves than you.
Oh, incorrect. Far incorrect.
Yeah, I'm not a sick bastard like you.
Yeah.
Look, Kyle has nothing to prove. He can outdrink you any day, anytime. He doesn't need to prove it to you.
And I also don't get white girl wasted.
That'll be the live content.
Untrue.
I
He
was
doesn't
going to
get-
say
He doesn't get white girl
untrue.
wasted. No, he doesn't get white girl wasted.
Like him?
White girls don't boot and rally.
What do you mean like him?
He becomes a white girl.
God, do you know what white girl wasted means?
Kendall.
Do you woo at everything?
It's lightweight and sloppy. He's definitely got the sloppy part
I
down.
was going to say, he's got the slap, but he's not a lightweight.
Kendall looks pissed right now.
I'm pissed.
You could say a lot of things.
He can say what he wants.
Heads will roll.
I've been turning Kyle into a connoisseur of single malt scotches in my spare time. He's had some very expensive scotch over the past few
Until
weeks.
you start saying smart things like Josh Donaldson not going to Colorado, we'll talk.
Actually, you know, Kyle, you know where my number one Josh Johnson spot was?
What?
It was the Braves.
Stays with the Bravos.
Everybody's going to the Braves game.
And you know why I picked the Rockies?
This is nice. Rebecca's cleaning up ahead of time
Because
so we can
no one
record a little
goes to the
longer.
Rockies.
I like
And
that.
We
they
can go
need
a
someone to
little
go to the
longer than
Rockies.
They don't.
They do.
They're the best third baseman in baseball.
Rendon. Not Rendon, Arenado. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's a funny way.
He would have to play first or something.
It's a funny way to say Alex.
He ain't
Coleman.
going to do that.
Kyle.
You say Bregman?
An old man could play anywhere. He's a proven infielder. He can play wherever.
He
And
ain't-
you know what? He can hit home runs. And you know where he'll hit a
Are
lot
you
of
telling me
them?
that Josh Donaldson can effectively play second base?
I think he can play anywhere in the infield.
I think you're very wrong.
I think he can
Well, second
absolutely
one
play.
to shortstop, I think.
I mean, I don't think you should play either of those.
How about this,
positions.
Kendall? I'll take a shot for you for not drinking as much beers than you, but you're wrong about Donaldson. Like, there's no chance in hell.
Kendall
that
is
he's
so
going to the
mad right now.
Rockies. No chance in hell that he's going to the Rockies.
So what's the wager if
Okay.
he does?
You can buy me the jersey.
You
when
know,
he goes.
I wish that we remembered about that bet while we were there and kept track.
It doesn't matter. It wasn't close.
It was.
On Kyle's side,
Kyle
right?
drank a lot of beers on the way down.
Yeah.
It acted like I didn't drink any in the hotel room.
He
That's
also
not
drank.
what
He
I'm
also
saying.
drank a beer on the way back.
Jeff's the one that didn't drink a lot.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything on the way back.
Kyle, I've been more on your side with that argument than ever. I mean, that is the biggest letdown ever.
Yeah.
But you know, but the thing is, as history has shown as of late, I think Kyle's a better drinker than Jeff. And I think that's been evident for the past, I don't know, call it 2 years.
This was the second trip that he slept through the first night.
I think Kyle could do a shot way quicker than Kendall could chug a beer.
Well, I'm a slow chugger,
Well,
but
that's
I mean,
the challenge. Kyle, do you accept?
as far as
do.
quantity
All right,
goes,
sweet. No, not right now. It'll be one of the live contents. You'll have 3 shots of picklebacks, and Kendall will have 3 64-ounce beers. Whoever finishes first.
64 ounces.
Whoever finishes first is the better drinker.
You're going to shotgun this growler, boy.
Kendall gets a 30-second head start.
it's so funny.
He couldn't drink that much without peeing, though.
It's true. And they're all growlers of Bourbon County.
Yikes.
I'll sit in the tub.
17.8% or whatever.
Bring the next one.
In bacon bits.
Beer reviews? Kyle, do you want to go first?
I would love to if I remember what beer I had.
Omnigang Nirvana from Cooperstown, New York.
Nevada.
You lost the can was taken away literally like a minute and a half ago.
I don't pay attention to that shit. It was straight. It was an average beer.
Where was it made, Kyle?
Nirvana.
Baseball Hall of Fame.
Cooperstown.
No, who was the brewery?
Omnigang.
Omegang.
Stop.
I'm on Kyle's side.
Ultra Gang.
Ultra Lord?
Ultra full circle.
It was average. I give it a 2.5 out of 5. Nothing special.
The trophy's actually already in the works. Kyle and I have 4 events already lined up for us to become like the first champion. Inaugural competition.
Is Kyle's like hit the spot?
No. We're doing a 3-point contest. We're doing a playscape obstacle course at a park that's built for 4-year-olds.
Yep. Average weight, 13 pounds.
We're also doing who can get closest to the edge of a 20-foot cliff.
Kyle, what 4-year-old do you think only weighs 13 pounds?
Me.
Amelia.
You thought a 4-year-old weighs 13 pounds?
No, I didn't say that.
Amelia only weighs 14 pounds.
No way.
15.
No way.
16. Mock, what beer did you have from that gross
I had.
brewery?
This is not a gross
It's
brewery.
super overrated.
Counterweight is not
awesome.
overrated.
It's so overrated.
It
Counterweight
sells
is
so
Everyone
much.
makes it seem like it's like the treehouse of Connecticut.
It sells so much, though.
It doesn't, though.
Counterweight
It
is
does.
great.
I work for the distributor that does it. We sell a shit ton of it.
But it's not even close to close to Connecticut numbers for like top brewery.
But
Yeah,
it-
Bush
okay,
is
more
one.
than 2 roads or,
Doesn't sell more than 2
Stone.
roads.
No, I'm not saying it does.
It might sell more than Stony Creek. Stony Creek's terrible.
Stony Creek wants to be like 2 roads. They think that they're like hot shit.
But 2 Roads does way more. Thimble Island does way more.
Well, they're just starting out, too.
Really?
New England does way more.
Lord of the Flies does
They've
a
been
lot
around
more.
for like 5 years now.
Counterweight, they're 2 years old.
No, longer than that.
20
It's only like 2-3 years.
Longer than 2. They were selling counterweight when I was working at the package store, and I haven't worked in the package store for 2 years.
We started delivering in April of 2017. I was there.
I know, but I was working in a package
I know.
store. We had counterweight. We had the Headway IPA, and I haven't worked in a package store since April 1st of 2017.
That was when we started delivering it.
Well, but we had it before I stopped in April 1st
Lord of the Flies.
2017 was when I stopped.
Good book.
It was not, Kyle. It wasn't really that great. Did you like Lord of the Flies?
Never read it.
I feel like you were definitely a To Kill a Mockingbird kind of guy.
Now, I was more of an
I like
Animal
to kill
Farm by
Mockingbird.
choice.
Animal Farm's good.
Okay.
Philip Rivers is always down.
Drop the
Score.
mic. You also had counterweight.
I did. I had the Workhorse Pilsner. I have this one every so often. I enjoy it in terms of Pilsners.
So, not you. That was just really funny. What was on TV.
Yeah, it's always Philip Rivers down by a store. No timeouts, length of the field,
Well,
of course.
he didn't have a
Yeah.
bottom 5 receiver on his team.
I enjoy. I'm not a big IPA fan, so in terms of counterweight, I like their Pilsner, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I give it a nice 4.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Solid beer.
So who doesn't like IPAs?
I do not like IPAs that much. I don't mind headweights.
Do you like Bush?
I like if something tastes good to me, I like it.
That's not my question.
Yeah, I don't mind Bush.
Kendall, could you please read to us word from your book?
From chapter 7.
From the premium beer rating sheet, I had the Imperial Stout Trooper. I've had it before on the show, I believe. However,
Oh shit!
wow.
Oh shit! Sorry.
I don't know the difference between a year in and a year out, but Imperial Stout Trooper from Nebco, Connecticut. Percentage, I didn't get a chance to check percentage. I don't remember. I don't know if you, Paul, off the top of your head, that you can remember what the IST is.
It's probably like 11 or 12.
12.
So it opened March 2017.
Very dark in color for a stout, the chocolatey, coffee-ish
at it.
scent as well as a very traditional stout flavor profile. It's one of my favorite. The Riddler turned me on to this. Very tasty. It's probably for the Connecticut stout. It's probably my favorite. I like it. It's not too heavy. You sometimes you have a stout. It's like, man, it's game over after one or two. I feel like I'd have a bunch of these. I give it 4 stars. Absolutely would get it again.
Good job, Kendall.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nice. Phil Rivers, what are you doing?
What do you got, Riddler?
Yeah, what do you got?
From the Bourbon County Collection, I had the 2017 Goose Island Bourbon County Stout, officially aged for 2 years as of September. Dark brown and black in color. Obviously, that doesn't change. Aromas are a little different than the previous time I had it, which was a 1-year age. A little bit more chocolate and coffee on the nose. Flavor-wise, you get a little bit of the chocolate, a little bit of the coffee, but it's still very smoky. Not as earthy as it was year 1. For notes, I said 2 years doesn't do it any justice. Needs more aging or drink it fresh. 2 years, a no-go. 4.5 stars, absolutely would get it again. Because I rated the beer as a beer itself. And then I finished off with the Pinstripe Pills from Blue Point Brewery in Pachoagua, New York. I originally just didn't know, so I put $11.99. Didn't know it was $5.99. 5% ABV, straw colored, grainy bread, floral, grainy bread and floral taste. Pretty flavorless, but like a good pounding beer. It's totally worth the money if you're looking for like a crushable beer that's craft. So I gave it 2.5 stars, and I said maybe get it again. Because I mean, it's not like it's something to write home about. But if you're a craft snob, and you need something that you're gonna crush at a concert or something like that, you could get this. It's not you're not looking for flavor at that point. And for $5.99 a 4-pack of pint cans, totally worth the money if you're looking for something that you're just gonna slam.
Fair
Beer
enough.
review.
Beer reviews. Nice.
Mark, do you think?
Well, listen. If you're out there listening to us, be sure to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's dropping the mic with Mike or dropping the mock with Mock.
Subscribe on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. We're also live every Monday night on Spreaker. Be sure to check out the PPRN Radio Network. Peter Pino Show is Wednesday night from 7:30 to 10:30. I believe Kendall will be there.
Nope.
I'll try.
He'll try. Miss Fowle's raising her hand.
She'll be in the building, but she won't say anything. I know that's not true. Kendall?
Kind of very rarely.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like this, where she's not near the mic.
Oh, so she Jeff Martin's it? Oh, I have something to say about that. Into the mic. Sorry.
Oh.
She's trying.
But yeah, so we'd like to thank you,
Offsides.
Drop the Mic, for coming in today.
Man, Phillip Rivers is garbage.
That was also offsides.
He is a butthole quarterback.
No, he's not.
I know. But I think that was his 4th pick.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but when you have to, his running backs aren't doing anything. And plus, you have to throw in a situation like this.
Yeah.
Why you? Deep zone. But Rebecca just initiated that she'll be walking home this evening. Thank you for tuning in. Mike, we thank you for joining us.
Oh, appreciate it.
Sure,
Had a
we'll have
blast.
you on again in the near future.
I hope so. Appreciate it.
Kyle, thank you for your topic discussion points of today. We'll be back live next week. We'll probably discuss some garbage, something stupid that doesn't matter. And it's what we do. We love it. And yeah, until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
Mock.
She washable.
Nope.
So say.
Drop the mic.
And I'm the Red Baron.
Yeah.